What's good? What's good, my peopleizations? What's good, my peopleizations? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So we got some great news this weekend. We got some great news this weekend, right? As Bob Arum has confirmed that the fight will take place in November. He don't want to allow this fight between Terence Crawford and Sean Porter to go to a purse bid, right? He says he wants it to be in-house. He says the winner, whomever gets this fight, this is the words of Bob Arum now, whomever gets this fight is going to have a great fight, okay? So he said that he would much rather get a deal done with Al Heyman and stage the fight in a joint pay-per-view, as they already have the format, because they have Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury joint pay-per-view. So because they already have the format, he said that it should be easy to get done. Because Diana Scott, peace of what's going, how you doing? Because salute to all my peopleizations in the building. So he said Ray Smith, Demetrius Chestnut, Vince Williams, December Winter, Mr. DJ C92, Quentin Myers, what's going on? King Fire. Let me go back up top. A Method in Madness, Paco Juan, Eric Hope, That Kid TV, Escalara, Gustavo, Big Texas Clayton Smith, Kick Science Socially, Underground Asylum, Marvin Gibson, Jose Villanueva, Mike Rhyme, Time Will Tell, Kareem Ebanks, Xavier Moses, Marcos Orozco, Michael Helton, CJH, Gerardo Torbat, Solo Productions, Talib Cunningham, Alex Corona, Ty High Life, what's going on? Terry Smoot Jr., Will Smith, Yusuf Amen, Tab Judah, All Around Strong, LLC, Number 3, Big Block, Mike G, Kelly Johnson, Bro D, what's going on? Ray Smith, what's going on? I see they're not sending out my notifications, huh? Hyper Awareness, D Sports Talk, DP Rocker, Eric DeMero, Will Mitch, Victor Griffin, Demetrius Hogg, Deion Folks, Freddie Ruger, what's going on? B Wade, Bobo, Douglas Bronzy 13, Lavish Life Entertainment, M. Bryant, Brandon Hill Sr., Raider 808, Kenneth De Guzman, Mad Kappa, AB the Great 75. What's going on, my peoples? They're not sending out the notification. Curtis Price, what's going on? Best Pugilist, Daquan Royster, Deontay Mosley, Mr. Know-It-All Ranch, Jaime Peralta, what's going on? Yeah, they're not sending out any of my notifications. Wilton Henry, what's going on? They're not sending. King Fire, what's going on? Justin Harris, what's going on? Horrible. Just disgusting, man. It's disgusting. Brian Chenault, Ring General. What's going on? Corey Little, Terrence Trent. Kashif Dixon, my brother. It's disgusting. Baby Q, Nato the Great. What's going on? Map S, what's going on? So now we just had 250 people and it dropped to 217 people and it continues to drop. Marcus Taylor, what's going on? I remember the GOAT. TJ Talk Sports. Roberto Carlos Hernandez, what's going on? It's disgusting, man. Ernest Brown, what's going on? Philly Miz 215, Greg I, Lavish Life, what's going on? Shamar Rasham Shalom, Anthony 626, what's going on? Man, I went to Maxie's this weekend. Heady Reaction, what's going on? Appreciate you, Freddie Ruger. I went to Maxie's this weekend, right? And I was disappointed, man. You're seeing 007, what's going on? My brother Bish, B Megastar in the building. If you got sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, little cousins, friends with little kids, have them subscribe to KK Benson TV. My brother Bish, please drop the link. Brian Taylor, what's going on? MZ Toast Boxing, Brown Squad Inc., Boxing Good, Jelani Everett, 83, The Casanova, Pete Capone, what's going on? D. Richardson, what's going on? I am Lori Baby, peace, bless, Queen. How you doing today? Go support the queen at I Am Lori Baby on Instagram and on Twitter. Go support her movement and her GoFundMe at I Am Lori Baby. The @ sign at I Am Lori Baby on Instagram, on Twitter. Support the movement, support her grind. See page 412 Gaming. What's going on? Kenny, Stanley Bailey. What's going on? Jeff Risco. Bowling Ben. What's going on? Boxing Plug. What's going on? D. Richardson. What's going on? So I went to Philadelphia this weekend, and I went to Max's and the cheesesteak spot, and I was disappointed, man. Kick Science Socially. What's going on? It wasn't good at all. The Theory is Alive. What's going on? Corwin Thomas. What's going on? We stood outside. Now it wasn't that, because we rode our bikes out there. We went pretty deep out there, right? And we went pretty deep out there, and I was disappointed, man. Madison Griffith, Terence Trent, Map H. What's going on? The line was long. The line was long. Tyrone Gassel, what's going on? Michael Helton, brother in the super chat. Arum is a clown. This fight shouldn't be made when Kenny Porter was showing up at his office. # wipe your feet. You're right. You're right. Akeem the Great, what's going on? D Nice, Creighton Brooks, what's going on? You're right, great brother. Michael Helton, you're 1,000% right. It shouldn't have. And then he confirmed that they wanted to fight, right? And he said, well, Kenny Porter, they were adamant about making a fight. Well, there you have it. So I'm confused why Terence Crawford would say he's been trying to get a fight with these so-called upper echelon welterweights, but they won't fight him. When Bob Arum just reiterated it. Creighton Brooks, salute to the shot. He just reiterated it that Kenny Porter was adamant about making a fight, him and Sean. So how could Terence Crawford take to social media or do an interview and say Sean Porter's being forced to take the fight? Huh? I don't get that. Salute to my brother Michael Helton in the super chat. My peace and blessings to the queen, Lynette Bowman, in the super chat. She said, it's on. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I Am Lori Baby. She said, Max's ain't good no more. That's my first time. Gerard M23, what's going on? Sad One, Quint Myers, Dimitri Armstrong, what's going on? Check Hook, what's going on? EJJ, what's going on? Queen, that was my first time. Mr. Vikings Football 09. Ashley Bradley, what's going on? And Jay Baggs, what's going on? I was like, man, Akeem the Great, what's going on? Yeah, Freddie Ruger. I went to Max's off of Broad Street. Yeah. Man, Quado Loso, what's going on? Ricardo Melrose, Real Live TV. We Live to Win. What's going on? Man, I went there, man. First of all, the sandwich was $21 for the sandwich. Jafari Caesar, what's going on? DJ, KO Boxing, King Fire, 503 Lion. My brother 503 Lion in the building. Go subscribe to my brother 503 Lion. Drop the link, great brother. So first of all, we went in there. Dimitri Armstrong, brother in the super chat, much love to you. Elijah Martinez, what's going on? We stood on the line for like an hour and a half. Visual by Chris, what's going on? Christopher Schaefer, The Spot. Adolfo Maldonado, what's going on? Destin T, what's going on? We stood on line for like an hour and a half, almost an hour and 45 minutes, right? They only let 10 people in at a time. The line was around the corner. Antone Martin, what's going on? The line was around the corner. They only let 10 people in at a time. D Nice, what's going on? Terence Trent, what's going on? Khalil Rec, what's going on? Yeah, Max is in Philly. They only let 10 people in at a time. You get in, the sandwich is $21 plus tax. The service wasn't good, right? Rhonda Davis, what's going on? LaShawn Willingham, what's going on? The service wasn't good. Southern T Boxing and Sports. Go subscribe to my brother Southern T Boxing and Sports. The service wasn't good, and then the food was overrated. I ate a piece of a piece because they cut it up in fours. Marcus Luck, what's going on? Elijah Martinez, what's going on? I ate a piece of a piece, and I was like, oh, man, come on, man. Come on, man. Marcus Luck, what's going on? Joe Ripper, what's going on? Jay Berry, my brother in the super chat. I went Max's in March on Monday. I was in and out in about a half an hour. To me, Max's is way better than Geno's. I never had Geno's, great brother, but Max's was overrated, bro. There's better places here in New York. Norman Bowman, Michael Colbert, Alexander Wright, what's going on? It's better steak places right here in New York. I could get a chopped chicken is better than that, man. So for them to be known for that, that wasn't a good look. Boxing Session TBS, my brother Kyle in the building. Go subscribe to my brother Boxing Session TBS, my brother Kyle, man. Kyle, drop the link. D Bizzle, what's going on? Rhonda Davis, what's going on? Yeah, I was disappointed, man. I was like, man, I waited for this. This one, that ain't it. That ain't it. So I was like, man, that ain't it. Brooklyn Kennedy, my brother in the building, in the super chat. He said 20 more bucks. They caught you lacking, Blue. Yeah, $21, man. Plus tax, though. Hey, Brooklyn Kennedy, plus tax. Black Bruce Wayne Jr., what's going on? Lechy Puma Skill, the chosen one. Trill Will 07, what's going on? D Nice, what's going on? But it was plus tax, though, great brother. Plus tax. Bro, we got 2.5 sandwiches, and it came to $60. Sub-Zero, what's going on? Rhonda Davis, King Jaffe Jofa, what's going on? We got 2.5 sandwiches, because you can get a half sandwich and all that, like Subway. 2.5 sandwiches, and it came to $62. $62, 2.5 sandwiches. Money in the Ghetto, Robin Montgomery, Jay Samuels, what's going on? Peace, bless to the Queen. I am Lori Baby in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. Said, Blue, you should have went to D'Alessandro's, and Porter wasn't ducking Crawford. Porter been calling out Crawford. Joe Joyce want to fight Ortiz. Next time you in Philly, let me know. Hashtag Philly joint. Oh, for sure. For sure, I am Lori Baby, because that wasn't it. And go support the Queen at I am Lori Baby on Instagram and on Twitter. It's at I am Lori Baby. Go subscribe to at I am Lori Baby. Go support her movement, her GoFundMe. Please, let's go hold the Queen down. Yeah, next time I go out there, yeah, I'm going to definitely let y'all know, because that wasn't it. Journeyman, what's going on? Kate Molly of 504. Claude Solomon, what's going on? Ra Holman, what's going on? I was like, man, Charles White, what's going on? Goalie me, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Can we get your predict for Bud Porter? And would you rather see Errol versus Ugas, Bud versus Ugas? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Nelson Armstrong, what's going on? I'm going to tell you what's getting ready to happen, right? You're going to see Errol Spence win this fight against Manny Pacquiao, right? And then after Errol Spence beats Manny Pacquiao, because it's in August, and because Terence Crawford is not fighting until November, that means he's not fighting again in this year, and he's not fighting again at least until he fights in November, right? It's November, the middle of November. They're looking at. He fights the middle of November. That means that he's not. That's almost December, so he's not going to fight again until at least March. That means they're going to push it back another 2 months from there. So it'll probably be around May when you'll see the winner. So that means Errol Spence is not going to sit on the shelf until that time. So you'll see Errol Spence fight your Danis Ugas, which means you'll see your Danis Ugas fight a light touch opponent as the co-main event that he's supposed to beat. So that way, the fight at the end of the year with Errol Spence and Dana Sugas in a unification bout. Which that one, I wish they give us for free on free TV. Brooklyn Kennedy, brother in the super chat. Once again, Blue, you know we can get a chopped cheese, chicken cutlet, BLT, honey turkey and cheese, fresh off the grill from any local corner store in New York, and it's better. Man, you ain't lying. Nelson Armstrong, what's going on? Man, you ain't Brooklyn Kennedy. You told the truth there, great brother, because I was like, wait, what? I threw it away, man. I couldn't do it. I was like, man, I can't do this. Man, Samusa, what's going on? I was like, man, all of us, and it was about 15 of us. We rode our bikes out there. And I was like, we all was like, man, come on, man. Brown Squad Inc., brother in Super Chat. He said, man, Blue, them sandwiches would have to whisper sweet song in my ear for that price. LOL. Yeah, man. Well, hey, we waited. Let me tell you, Elijah Lawson, what's going on? Then I'm going to get into this boxing. James Aaron, what's going on? We waited, EF, what's going on? We waited on the line so long that as we turned the corner, you couldn't see the prices until you turned the corner, right? Nelson Seals, what's going on? Salute to Atlanta. We couldn't see the prices until you got near the door. But now we was already on the line for like an hour and 15 minutes. By the time we got to the door to see the prices, Reg Loke, what's going on? Thomas Moreland, what's going on? Anthony 626, what's going on? And we talking and chopping it up and just kicking it. And there's other bike clubs out there. Alfonso Corsi, Eric Johnson, Cinnamon Savage, what's going on? Anthony 626, what's going on? And one of my mans, he just happened This is amazing, man. Amazing, man. This is the games they play, man. This is the games they play. Map S, what's going on? Brooklyn Kennedy, my brother in the super chat. And they got some nerve to charge tax on top. Yeah, charging tax on it, man. King Jr., not sometimes, all the time. Emmanuel H., my brother, what's going on? All the time. Marco Miney, what's going on? Jesse R., what's going on? Benny Blanco, what's going on? My brother Emmanuel H. in the building. If y'all only knew what I go through behind the scenes with this, man. If you only knew. If you only knew, man. Solo Productions, my brother in the super chat. Blue, you think if Spence goes... Blue, you think if Spence goes undisputed, ESPN moves him to the number one pound spot? They have to. They have to. Drew Titan, my brother in the building. Go subscribe to my brother, Drew Titan. Drew, drop the link. Vince Williams, what's going on? They have to. Harambe Jackson, what's going on? For him to go undisputed means he beat Manny Pacquiao, Terence Crawford, and Yordenis Ugas, and Sean Porter, and Danny Garcia, and Mikey Garcia. Like, what else is there for him to do? He literally cleaned out an entire division. I remember the GOAT. What's going on? He literally cleaned out an entire division. Literally. From yesteryear's fighter and Manny Pacquiao to today's to him would be the number one welterweight. Champion Hart, what's going on, great brother? Would be the number one welterweight to him. Mar, what's going on? That would be Terence Crawford because he can't fight himself. Boss Red 357, what's going on? He can't fight himself, so he would have fought the best welterweight in the world and Terence Crawford, right? Of course, he would consider himself the best welterweight, but he can't fight himself. So, pound for pound king, what's going on? He would have beaten the best welterweight in the world. He would have beaten the best welterweight or the second best welterweight, a legend, in Manny Pacquiao, and ended that era. He would have beaten Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia. Like, the only other fighter we would want to see him fight, Kevin Munnis, what's going on, would be Keith Thurman. It would be Keith Thurman, right? Outside of that, G-Code, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Outside of that, he's beating everybody in the division. KB, what's going on? That would be amazing, man. And I would like to see him close out with Keith Thurman. Kwame Chikuyu, what's going on? And he beat Kell Brook, Kwame, I'm glad. I forgot about Kell Brook. Salute to my brother, Carolina Ryder, in the building, in the super chat, dropping that. Hundo on your boy Blue in the super chat. He says, salute to you, great brother. They playing game over here, YouTube. They ain't sending out my notifications, and then they just froze me for like 3 minutes for no reason. Ted Jones, what's going on? Right? KP from KC5, what's going on? Isaiah Felix, what's going on? So, right? It's Jay, what's going on? Adrian Vett, what's going on? So, imagine, right? He runs that. That's amazing. That's amazing. You understand what I'm saying? For him to do that, that would be amazing. Now, what did I tell you guys? Big Bo, what's going on? Makai Ransom, what's going on? K. Carl Russell, what's going on? Saeed Gore, my brother. Cano Local Sports, what's going on? What did I tell y'all was going to happen when this was announced? What was the date I told y'all when this was announced? James Goldberg, what's going on? When this was announced, What was the date I told you they was going to fight? It's Zeke Young. What's going on? Tay Brown, Peace Bless Queen. How you doing today? Corey Yellerman Jackson. What's going on? Chaz Oblique 0573. What's going on? James Aaron. What's going on? What was the date I told you guys that the fight was going to take place? What date did I tell y'all? Chad Quinn, Montreal, Virginia Beach. What's going on? Oh, I'm going to Vegas for sure. Wendell Jackson, BC. What's going on? I told you guys they was going to fight in November. Didn't I tell you that? And didn't I tell you September was not an option? October was not going to be an option because of those big fights? And what did I? And Sleeper said not confirmed yet. Sleeper, you need to see them in the ring? Why is it not confirmed yet? What's not confirmed? Emmanuel H., my brother in the super chat, dropping that hundo on your boy Blue in the super chat. Salute Blue Kings and Queens in the chat. Carolina Ryder set the tone. Let me follow suit. Hashtag for us. Salute. Appreciate you, great brother. Robert Ripton, what's going on? He said, yes, it's not confirmed. Okay, Sleeper, show me a fight that is confirmed. Show me a fight that is confirmed. Wiseman, what's going on? Sleeper, now watch this, y'all. I'm going to show y'all something. L. Lucy De Niro, what's going on? Because everybody is so quick to try to douse us when we tell you and give you information. Oh, that's not real. That's not true yet. Adrian Wojnarowski for the NBA will tell you about an NBA trade that's coming to fruition. Does anybody tell Adrian Wojnarowski that trade is not true? Because it's not confirmed? They didn't make the trade yet? He's telling you what's coming down the pipeline. I'm telling you what's coming down the pipeline. Do you not understand what I'm telling you? I'm telling you what's coming down the pipeline. So now, Sleeper, let me ask you a question. Okay, Sleeper, now watch this. He said until contracts are signed, then it's confirmed. Okay, now let me ask you a question. Watch this now, y'all. I want to show y'all something. Did Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos Jr. sign the contract? Yes or no? Just yes or no questions. I just need yes or no. Did Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos Jr., did they sign the contract? Yes or no? Sleeper, I'm asking a question. Because y'all quick to come here and say that. You don't go nowhere else and do that. Y'all like to come here and downplay us and act like, oh, well, this ain't true. That's not true. That's not true. Okay? Okay. So let me ask you a question. Did Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos sign the contract? He said unrelated. I'm going to ask you another question, and if you don't answer the question, then I'm going to boot you. So I'm asking you a question. Don't time out nobody, don't block nobody, don't do anything. I got it. So now I'm asking you a question. Don't tell me it's not unrelated. It is related. Now answer the question. Did Teofimo Lopez and George Kambosos Jr. sign a contract? Yes or no? Johnny Mira, what's going on? Samuel Davis, what's going on? Jazz Virgo Simon, what's going on? Yes or no? They didn't sign a contract. Goodbye. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Don't want to see him. Goodbye. So they didn't. Teofimo Lopez, George Kambosos Jr. didn't sign a contract. Goodbye. Deuces. Deuces. Goodbye. See, that's why he said Dub Blake 22, because he knew where I was going with it, and he knew he couldn't defend it. So he gonna just to try to downplay the information. He gonna say they never signed the contract. Loving Down Gates, what's going on? Eagle City 56, what's going on? My brother Keon, Everything Boxing and Sports in the building. Go subscribe to my brother Keon, Everything Boxing and Sports. Keon, you already know. Drop that link, great brother. As soon as you come in, drop the link. Cordero Wolves, what's going on? So instead of him knowing he's wrong, instead of him, so he can't stand on the square. So first he said it's unrelated. What you mean it's unrelated? You just said until a contract is signed, there is no fight, right? Anthony Jacobs, what's going on? Stingy Loco, what's going on? You just said Sammy Currington, what's going on? Johnny Q, what's going on? Alon so amazing. What's going on? Jordan Maverick, Los Angeles Lakers. What's going on? So he knew where I was going with this, right? He knew that. Ajum Omawali. What's going on? Mark J. What's going on? Red Green. What's going on? So he knew DC for Life King. What's going on? He knew where I was going with this. He knew that he done backed himself in the corner, right? And so instead of him just saying, no, you right. No, he gonna say they ain't never signed the contract. Chua Coronado, what's going on? Ron Robinson, Elliot Burgess, what's going on? Mark J, Red Green, what's going on? You know how many times fighters sign contracts and the fight don't happen? Jaron Davis, what's going on? We just saw Deontay Wilder have an immediate rematch with Tyson Fury, and the fight didn't happen. And Tyson Fury had 2 interim fights, came back to the third fight, came back to the second fight. We just see Tyson Fury try to maneuver around a trilogy match that he signed the contract with and try to make a fight with Anthony Joshua as if he didn't sign the contract for a third fight with Deontay Wilder. And it had to go all the way to arbitration. Now we see Teofimo Lopez ready to pull out the fight with George Kambosos Jr. He talking about they ain't never had a contract signed. Well, how did they have a date? They rescheduled the fight 2 times. June 5th, June 19th, now August 14th. They have a signed contract. What are you talking about? They don't have a signed contract. Jay Lynn, peace, bless, queen. How you doing today? Just Joe King, what's going on? So he knew where I was going with this, and he said to himself, uh-oh, I done messed up. Yeah, you did. Morgan Beard, what's going on? Rika Rabbit 12, peace, bless, queen. How you doing today? Tone 40, what's going on? Rod Holman, what's going on? He knew on the mic, my brother Terence Bailey Sr. Go subscribe to my brother on the mic with Terence Bailey Sr. So he knew he done backed himself in the corner. Cassandra Mason, peace, bless, queen. How you doing today? Because they always like to come and downplay us. Dane Watson, what's going on? So, no, they ain't never had no contract. It's nothing that's confirmed until a contract is signed. Well, it ain't even confirmed when you have a contract signed. Nothing is guaranteed. Big Cuz, what's going on? Ted Jones, what's going on? Nothing is guaranteed until you see them actually in the ring. Didn't Big John Fury just tell us that? Tony Montgomery, Prophet B, what's going on? Didn't Big John Fury, Tyson Fury's father, Manuel Perez, what's going on? Leopold Parker, what's going on? Didn't he just say, don't buy no tickets until you see them actually standing in the ring? Didn't Big John Fury just say that? Boss Red 357, my brother in Super Chat. If Spence stops Manny, he's number 1 pound for pound. Even if he don't stop Manny, he's number 1 pound for me. James Silver, what's going on? Right? Yes, sir, G-Code, for sure. Gino OO, what's going on? Mike B, what's going on? Red Sun Last, what's going on? What you mean why I'm mad? Ron Nobles, what's going on? Who said I was mad? Difference between me and a lot of people is I'm passionate about the sport of boxing. And it's a business for most people. Chris Kahi, what's going on? That's the difference. Me and my peopleizations here in the building, Red Sun, we passionate about the sport of boxing. Now you get other people that just, it's a business. It's not a business. It's a way of life for some people. It's passion. Maybe that's why. It's passion. Mo Love Music, what's going on? That's the difference. Money line or spread, what's going on? It should be passion for you too. Nate, why would I be mad? I'm not mad at anything. Frankie C31, what's going on? I'm not mad at anything. I'm passionate. And you should be too. That's what it should be. That's what it is for me. So, yeah, everything is subject to change. Cruddy Bryan, what's going on? Sean T, what's going on? Roderick's Dodwell, what's going on? Everything is subject to change. My brother said Errol was arguably the #1 pound for pound best fighter in the world today. I agree, but this is going to solidify him. Because, see, people always say, well, Mikey was too small, right? Mikey was too small. Sean Porter is this, or Danny is this. They always have a reasoning, right? And questioning for his Carl King 07, what's going on? They always have a reasoning and questioning what Errol Spence is doing, how he's doing it, so on and so forth, right? But at the end of the day, he putting it down. Only the funk, what's going on? He's putting it down. And so I have him #3. How people have, you got ESPN have Estrada in the top 10, and he arguably lost his last 2 fights. Man, come on, man. Pugilist Shiznett, what's going on? Dave Butts, what's going on? Come on, man. I got Errol right up there. Larry Gonzalez, brother in the super chat. Hey, Blue, if Manny wins, is he pound for pound? Manny is already pound for pound, brother. He ain't never not been on it. He's just exempt. 513 Road Natty. What's going on? I'm gonna tell you about Manny Pacquiao. Prophet P, God Cayman. What's going on? Let me tell you, Manny Pacquiao is exempt. He's like Jamal Davis. What's going on? He's like a heavyweight in a sense, right? Where you don't even count Manny Pacquiao because he's done so much. It's like being a champion. He's exceeded all of the expectations. Pull counter boxing. What's going on? There is no title for Manny Pacquiao. It's like Mark J. What's going on? It's just like, oh yeah, Mark J. I got him right here, brother. Of course. You figure deal me. You figure deal me. You dig? I got him right there. So Manny Pacquiao, it's like Floyd Mayweather. If Floyd Mayweather's fighting right now, do you have him on the pound for pound list? No. He don't even count. They have exceeded belts and pound for pound lists. They have exceeded that. They're so far past that. They're just legends. Pat Kanan, what's going on? Ray Everly, what's going on? Jeffrey Sharp, what's going on? Right? They've surpassed it so much. It's just they're not even like what, like at this point in time. JB, what's going on? The thing is with Manny, Courtney Allen, what's going on? Real Talk, Audrey Gill, what's going on? The thing with Manny is he's just trying to move up on the all-time greatest list. That's all Manny is doing at this point in time. He's just moving up. He's trying to move up the all-time greatest list ladder. He's in that top 10 all-time greatest fighters, and he's just trying to move his way up the ladder before he goes deuces. That's all. Dub Blake, Deuce, what's going on? King C, what's going on? Pugilist and politics, what's going on? You understand what I'm saying? Manny's just trying to move up the ladder and put himself in position where he's just, he's trying to get to the top 10. He can't do nothing but move up. A loss don't do nothing for Manny Pacquiao. It don't hurt his legacy. A win helps it. A loss don't hurt it. Grail Sobelli, what's going on? Kevin Slims, what's going on? That's why Manny don't have no pressure. There's no pressure on Manny. See, if Floyd was fighting right now, it would be pressure on Floyd. You know why? Because if Floyd lose, you would knock him down a peg. You understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? Sean Miller, what's going on? If Floyd loses, people would knock him down a peg. Hey, you know what? How many likes we got? How many likes we got? Just realize that. We got 800 people and 500 likes. PMD 530, what's going on? 800 people and 500 likes. Where do they do that at? Galvatron, my brother, what's going on? Sean Miller, what's going on? 800 people and 500 likes. Smash the like button. Wipe your feet before you come inside. Ring my doorbell before you walk in my house. If I don't tell y'all to smash the like button, we don't smash it, except for the obvious. Tiffany Henderson, what's going on? Half, what's going on? Man, we should have right now 800 likes at least, man. Come on, man. Larry Gonzalez, what's going on? ONN Senior X, what's going on? Evangelist Michael Thomas, brother in the super chat. Manny versus Spence is scary. Manny punch output is tough for Errol. His last was against that dude that Charlo fought, but Thurman Ugas winner. Huh? Young Bakersfield, what's going on? I can't read that. I couldn't understand that. Manny versus Errol Spence is concerning because of Manny's punch output. It's tough for Errol Spence. His last was against that dude that Charlo fought, but Thurman Ugas winner. I don't understand that, great brother. Onion 77, Eric Johnson, what's going on? Man, list the AT, man. Go ahead with that Seahawk talk, man. Jay Smith, what's going on? Chantel Hill, what's going on? We don't do that Seattle Seahawk talk here, great brother. It's Niners all day. Hey, great brother, Evangelist Michael Thomas, I don't understand what you're saying, great brother. Just put it in the chat. You don't have to super chat again. Just rewrite it in the chat. Willie Williams, what's going on? Kwame Love, what's going on? BC, what's going on? I think the output of Manny Pacquiao plays right in Errol Spence's hands, in my opinion. I think that's going to work in Errol Spence's favor. King C, brother in super chat. Blue, do you think Manny movement will give Spence problems? Yeah, in the beginning. In the beginning, for sure. In the beginning, yeah. His movement, because you got to get the Zoom verse. What's going on? Pilly, what's going on? J Rod, what's going on? Because of the Manny Pacquiao is great because his quickness, his foot speed, his hand speed. Ted Jones, what's going on? His foot speed, his hand speed, and the southpaw unorthodoxness, right? Shining light, what's going on? But that southpaw advantage is taken away because Errol Spence is southpaw. Errol Spence is rangy and skilled and technically sound. So because of that, yeah, Manny, the herky-jerky style. Once you time Manny Pacquiao, that's it. He becomes repetitive. Kevon Slim, my brother in super chat. Porter bulldogs Bud in 12 in a 12-round unanimous decision for Porter. Hey, man, it's going to be interesting. Elbow, Dorian Johnson, spiritual bias. What's going on? Roll money. What's going on? It's going to be interesting. I can say that. Rob Gray, what's going on? I was just saying to my brother, Emmanuel H, we was just talking, and we were both saying, man, this is a very interesting fight for Terence Crawford, man, because we don't know if he could deal with that pressure. We don't know. We don't know. Leopold D. Parker, my brother in super chat. Bud has not fought a top fighter yet at 147, in my opinion. And Porter is never an easy win. So it's going to be a 50-50 fight, and I give edge to Porter. I agree with everything you just said, except I give the edge to Terence Crawford. But I won't be surprised if Sean Porter win the fight. I agree with everything you just said. I just don't know. I believe, I just told this to my great brother, Emmanuel H, in a text message. I said, he asked the same question. He don't know. And he thinks Sean Porter may bulldoze him. Sean T, what's going on? And it's a good chance that could happen. Right? Robert Gonzalez, what's going on? I'm doing great, great brother. But I think that he has more tools in the toolbox. And my brother Emmanuel H, he reminded me, he said, he's going to have to use all those tools in the toolbox. He's going to have to go to the shed and pull those tools out. And I agree. Patrick Scott, my brother in super chat, dropping that 3/4 of a go. on your boy Blue in the super chat. Stay grinding, Blue. Thanks for the continued great content. Thank you, great brother, for supporting me. I appreciate you. The Spot, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Blue, I have to say, you have the best boxing channel on YouTube, hands down. No bias, gives it straight, and I can listen even in church. Not during service, though, and some guy had the nerve to try to trash you. All the time, man. All the time, man. Gilbert Talabot, what's going on, man? I don't understand people, man. AZAP Sam, what's going on? AZAP 718, what's going on, great brother? Brooklyn in the building. Man, basketball planning, what's going on? If I could help everybody, I would. Lifetime Eon, what's going on? Paulie D, what's going on? So I don't know where it comes from. Hey, but I'm not meant to be everybody's cup of tea. Cadillac Kirkland, what's going on? Cadillac King, what's going on? Artwork, what's going on? So it just is what it is, man. Mayakaya Yawana, what's going on? I don't know. Current events, EBD, what's going on? Smash the like button, man. OBJ, where you been at? Get the likes to 1K, man. Smash the like button. 513 Road Natty, brother in the super chat. Got that fish. You be going fishing, huh? He said, what's good, Blue? You see how they robbed Sonar Bunch on Saturday? Terrible. That was my first time seeing him. Bro, nice. Yeah, man. It's boxing, bro. It's amazing. It's boxing. Amazing. Things like that should never happen. Never. And when it do happen, they should have to sit down with the team. Drumming Life for Life. What's going on? They should have to sit down with the teams or with somebody overseeing it. Jetho66, what's going on? And tell them why they come up with the decisions that they come up with. And how they came up with it. That's what that. And the fans should be privy. How? It's just like 111, 117, 111 with Jamel Charlo Castano. Really? What was you watching? King C, brother in the super chat. He said, if Bud dominates Showtime, do you think he would be the favorite against Spence? That's a good question. That's a great question. He might be. Because nobody's ever dominated Sean Porter. So he might be. He might be. If he dominates and stops Sean Porter, I think he will be. Depending upon how Errol Spence looked against Manny Pacquiao. Kavara Slim's brother in the super chat. FA them nobody got time for their attention seekers. Yeah, it's a fact, man. You see, I don't pay him no attention, bro. I don't give him no time. None. Sweet Jones, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Bud will stop Porter in the 10th. Porter will not rush in. He understand Bud got one punch knockout power. I got my money on Bud. Copper Aborigines, what's going on? Gonna be interesting. Gio James, Khalil 98, what's going on? Rampage Jackson, what's going on? GB Lifetime Video, what's going on? If Terence Crawford has a weakness, it's the inside. He gets hit a lot on the inside. Nitty G, what's going on? He gets hit a lot when he's on the inside. Get the likes to 1K. Dub J Luckett in the super chat, dropping that halfer. Duh! On your boy Blue in the super chat. Porter has never been stopped. Do you think Crawford can stop Porter? I think anything can happen. I don't think he will. It's such an interesting fight. I don't think he will stop Sean Porter, though. But if he does, that would be super impressive. To me. Not saying that means he beats Errol Spence. Just for his career. I would be super impressed, man. Super impressed. I would be super impressed. Only the Funk, my brother in super chat. Porter is one of my favorite. Porter is one of my absolute favorites. But I have Bud winning. I could be wrong. Hey, it's in the air. Yeah. Sean Porter is one of my favorites as well. The only reason I give the edge to Terence Crawford is because he's more versatile with power. Peacekeeper Boxing, TR, what's going on? Brian Elwood, what's going on? He has more power and he's more versatile. He can switch from orthodox to southpaw comfortably. Stingy Loco, what's going on? Manny has the speed, but timing is everything. Spence not only has that, but the power that comes with it. I think Spence will stop him in the later rounds. I can see that. Cinnamon Savage, Bivol versus Zordo Ramirez. I got Zordo. I'm not high on Dimitri Bivol. At all. And once again, right, Bob Arum lets us know that Terence Crawford is not a big draw. Stu Baby Love TV, what's going on? Right? I can't see Terence Crawford resigning. I can't see it. Carl Batson, brother in the super chat, dropping that halfer. Duh! On your boy Blue in the super chat. I don't think this fight is worthy of pay-per-view because Bud is not known to casual fans. If they're smart, it would be a co-main event on a Fury Wilder trilogy card. What you think? No. It's its own card. Is it going to be 500,000 pay-per-view buy card? No. But it's pay-per-view worthy, especially if you stack the undercard. So, I think it has to be on a pay-per-view. And to be a co-main event, no. It's too big to be a co-main event. Too big. And it's not enough money. William Old School out there, my brother, what's going on? Dal Hickenbottom, Tony P 2K, what's going on? Not enough money to put that on the co-main event to Wilder and Fury. No. Brian Noby Barfield, what's going on? It's a big card, man. It's a big fight. It's pay-per-view worthy. Don't expect to do millions, though. Quincy Carter, what's going on? My brother in the super chat. Blue, you think Bud could stop Sean? I think he can. Because Sean makes mistakes. He gets clipped on the inside. He got clipped against Earl, and Earl dropped him. He got clipped against Keith Thurman. He was hurt bad. Not to the point he was wobbling all over the place, but he was visibly buzzed. He was buzzed by a big shot from Danny Garcia he didn't see. He was buzzed by, well, that's just those three fights. And then he was dropped by Adrian Broner with a punch he didn't see. And Terence Crawford specializes in hitting you with punches you don't see. Metal Rock Band, what's going on? He specializes in hitting you with punches you don't see. So, and he could come from different angles you don't see because he could come from southpaw or orthodox. Stu Baby Love TV, what's going on? That's why I give him the edge to win the fight. He can fight in so many different ways. How come we don't have 1,000 likes? I'm asking for a friend. Why don't we have 1,000 likes? We should know by now to hit the like button. Get the likes to 1K. King C, brother in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. Porter showed us how angles and movement can hurt Spence, and Manny have better movement. How do you think Spence will neutralize Manny's movement? His jab. Manny's angles and pressure is not like Sean Porter. Manny is not as strong as Sean Porter. Physically on the inside. Manny's unorthodox movement starts to become repetitive. It starts to become the same thing over and over and over again. But you could time it. Sean Porter's angles, his athletic ability, he's more athletic and more relentless than Manny. Manny is using it to throw the left hand. You know he's trying to get the left hand or the right hook him. The only two punches he throws. He only throws those two punches. How many times you see Manny Pacquiao throw an uppercut? A natural, just textbook uppercut. You know, just in it and throwing the uppercut. When you see Manny Pacquiao doing it, you don't. Same punches. He darts in. Woo-woo-woo, right? Woo-woo-woo. His jab is rangefinders with his feet. They in sync with his feet. His feet stutter, his hands stutter. Ha, ha, ha. Right? Then when he feel like he touching you enough, he throws the left hand. Or at times, he'll do this, bounce, and throw the right hook. It's just that he's so quick and has so much stamina that he does it all the time. It gets overwhelming. T Skills, brother, in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on your boy Blue in the super chat. The fans win with this fight. I'm excited to see how Crawford adjusts to Porter's rugged style. Diaz, duck, Devin Haney. Oh man, it's amazing, man. It's amazing, man. I can't believe he did that. Smitty Smith, what's going on? I can. Then he gonna say, "How could I duck Haney and they never sent me a contract?" Sham alive, what's going on? They never sent me a contract. How could I duck them? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Jafari Season, my brother in the super chat. Porter is susceptible to the left hook. Both knockdowns, AB and Spence was what? The left hooks. Manny's going to bed because it's a school night. Hashtag man down. Mm-hmm. And Jafari Caesar, that's why I picked Terence Crawford to win, because he's going to find what's successful. He's going to find what's successful, right? 513 roll natty, brother in the super chat. Spence going to do Manny like he did Mikey. Watch. I agree. I can see that. I can see that. Joshua Grissom, brother in the super chat. Blue, let's think about this. We never seen Bud in the top fight. Sean is going to be too much to handle. No way I see Bud winning. I like his versatility, man. And listen, if Sean Porter wins the fight, I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised. Like, oh man, I can't believe that's not the case. My brother Keon said, "What do you mean he ducked Haney? He just agreed live with Bill and went live on IG last night and called Haney. What I missed? Oh, he did? I didn't see that. Sabonis 3000. What's going on? I didn't see that, so I missed that. I get so tired of these dudes. Of the saga is just ridiculous. So if if I didn't even hit up Bill, I should have hit up Bill. But I have we're gonna have a special guest on in a few minutes. Boss Red 357, my brother in the super chat. Porter literally turns your body and throws punches. Manny tries to turn you with the movement. Mm-hmm. Oh, so Keon said it's on. Good. And Dev gonna beat the brakes off him. Watch. Let me get the historian on because we're gonna have a special guest on. We're getting ready to have a special guest. I need y'all to smash the like button. Because while they're talking, I don't want to be asking y'all to smash the like button. Pound for pound king, I'm eating my peanuts, man. Shabazz Prophet, what's going on? Well, he said, Keon, he was saying that he was going to fight Ryan Garcia. Get the likes to 1K, man. Let me get the historian on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get the historian on now. Yeah, Manny's pressure and Sean Porter's pressure is completely two different things. Donald, now the 66-year-old G Grant. Donald, now the 66-year-old G Grant, Triple OG in the building. What's going on, Triple OG? Man, I haven't heard you in the barbershop in a minute. T Skill, my brother in the super chat, dropping that halfer. Good on us in the super chat. Mainstream media helping non-black fighters clout chase black fighters, then cover it up with on the BF. Diaz is now showing interest in Ryan again, so we will see. Looks like a duck to me. Shabazz Prophet, what's going on? Trap Media, what's going on? Jimmy Bernard, what's going on? Yeah. I just saw Oscar De La Hoya saying he's trying to make the fight with Ryan Garcia and Joseph Diaz once again. So I don't know where Joseph Diaz, he's agreeing. I hope I'm wrong. Eric Pryor, brother in the super chat. He said it's some crazies in the super chat that really think Bud is slouch, letting what happens outside the ring affect y'all opinion on his skill in the ring. I don't think nobody thinks he's a slouch. Chuga, fantastic. What's going on, great brother in the super chat, as always. He said, because Fred is in Virginia and found half of my family. LOL. I spoke with him. Okay. Triple OG, I like listening to your opinions, man. I like listening to your mindset, man. Ahmed Hunt, my brother in the super chat. Pacquiao is very rhythmatic. Every time EJ lands a jab, Manny's mental computer will reset. He's going to be frustrated all night. 9th round, towel thrown in. I don't think Freddie Roach is throwing the towel. That's a bad way to go out. Copper Aboriginal said, Blue, if Ryan fights, we're going to see Ali versus Smoking Joe 4. they're saying. That's what I love, Triple OG. I get that history lesson when you talk. That's what I love, man. Yeah, Kaba Aborigines. I mean, you can see the setup for that fight a mile away. Jonathan Clark chick, what's going on, great brother in the super chat? It's ridiculous that there is nothing in boxing that stops tampering. That's what has happened. That's what has been happening to Devin's opponents. Other sports prohibits this. That's a fact. That's a fact. The Guru, what's going on? Julius M, what's going on? That's a fact. It's unfortunate, man. How you gonna have the champion? He got to seek out and hope his mandatories for his belt actually take the fight, huh? How? He got to seek them out. He the champion. Come on, man. Whatever happened, D-Stacks TV, John Pastano, what's going on? Whatever happened when you get to the top, everybody's seeking you out. Whatever happened, you got a target on you. Albert Doherty, what's going on? You got a target on you once when you get to the top. Whatever happened to that? Gravy Davy, Leo Vince Smoke, what's going on? Multimedia artist, Leo Vince Smoke, drop the link, great brother. So everybody go subscribe to my brother Leo Vince Smoke, multimedia artist. Whatever happened to that? That's no longer, huh? R West, what's going on? It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. But Justin Rigo, what's going on? Terence Trent, what's going on? But once again, if Terence Crawford resigns, Ligero Pasado boxing, what's going on? Ligero Pasado, that's a great, yeah, that's a fact. Well, Guam reaction, what's going on? So now let's think about this, right? Bob Arum says again, A. Louis, what's going on? Terence Crawford is a major star in the ring, not outside the ring. This is going to be a good pay-per-view. It's a good fight in the ring. We don't know what to expect as far as pay-per-views. The streaming, what's going on? So essentially, Bob is saying we can't compete. We don't want to compete with those big fights. So we got to have it in November because there's nothing in November. Varilaki, what's going on? So that's what he said. He said, that's why we're going to have the fight in November. Corey Wood, what's going on? Current events, EBD, what's going on? Right? Do I think Tank could be number one pound for pound? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's just going to have to fight the opponents that warrant it. He's going to have to up his level of opponents. Tariq Reed, what's going on? He's going to have to do that for sure. Jeff Sixline, what's going on? What I do with my shades, man? I just realized that. He gonna have to, his level of opponent is gonna have to change for sure. Marky Dan 123, what's going on? Von Dollar, what's going on? I'm just waiting for the historian, then I'm gonna send the link to our special guest. Arthur Hawkins, what's going on? Akil Vibes, what's going on? Bobo, what's going on? Smash the like button, people. Get the likes to 1K. We should be at a K already. No, I didn't, Jalen. I didn't. Little Penny, what's going on? Slim Creeper, what's going on? And I can't find my shades. I had them. Mark Q, what's going on? While I was riding my bike. And I don't remember what I did with them. Spice Kid, what's going on? Smash the like button, people. Get the likes to 1K. Tay Walker, what's going on? So, Eli back 24, what's going on? Soldier Boy 911, my brother, what's going on? Music of Troy, what's going on? Man, Soldier Boy, I went to Philly, man. I went to Maxie's Steakhouse, man. Man, they charged me $21 for a sandwich. Boxing fan 713, what's going on? Mr. Sandman 1025, Dwayne Bowen, what's going on? And it wasn't even good, man. I ate a piece of the sandwich and I threw it out, man. $21 for a sandwich, man. Quincy Carter, my brother in the super chat. You see Thurman weaseling his way back in the mix? He's attempting to. Richard Diaz, what's going on? I want him to fight Yadena Sugas because I know Errol Spence, he don't fancy Keith Thurman, but I would much rather see Errol Spence and Keith Thurman for that WBA belt instead of LA Fight Club, what's going on, instead of Errol Spence and Yadena Sugas. Kashif Dixon, my brother in the super chat. Blue, Ryan Garcia is pound for pound top 5 Mando champs in the game. Yeah, he's amazing, isn't he? Paul Counterbassa, my brother. Go subscribe to my brother, Paul Counterbassa. He's amazing, isn't he? Yeah, the sandwich was $21, man. And it wasn't even good, man. He said, I heard, Blue, somebody stared you wrong. Max's is garbage. Man, y'all should have told me, Ray, brother. Charge Hand Webster, what's going on? $21. Man, ain't that where they filmed Creed too? That's where Creed was filmed, right? Max's? Yeah, plus tax, Map H. Dawson Cutter by the bar, what's going on? Carl Batson, what's going on? FSU, what's going on? Galvatron, what's going on? That's where they had the Creed movie, man. It's a huge sandwich. Bad Tito, what's going on? I would much rather see Keith Thurman get the co-main event fight against Yadena Sugas. He beats, I'm going to favor him to beat Yadena Sugas, and then Errol Spence and Keith Thurman before the year's up. Man, that would be beautiful. If Errol Spence beats Keith Thurman, beats Manny Pacquiao, then Keith Thurman, then Terence Crawford, imagine. Galvatron said Max is for Taurus. Yeah, man, they got me, man. Easy De Niro, what's going on? They got me, great brother. I should have knew that. President Jafar, what's going on? I just got chicken and cheese, chicken steak. Man, it just didn't cut it, man. JDL Boxing, what's going on? BK Don 718, what's going on? I'm waiting for the historian so we get our guessing. Oi, Jamaica! Atavius Tucker, what's going on? I should have knew, man. They got me, man. They got me. It's okay, though. It's okay. That's what the Queen told me, too, Soldier Boy. I should have went to Delisandro's or Jimmy's. Man. And you know what? Jason Brown, what's going on? BZ Boy, what's going on? You know what? It was a dude outside, right? This is a true story. A dude came up and he said, you know, the dude, what's going on? The dude walked up, right? Now they had a dude that was telling us to come in and eat. They was only doing it 10 people at a time. Dude was cool. He was cool. He was he was joking and everything. Cool dude. So another dude walked up while he was telling people, come in, what you gonna get, so on and so forth. You know, he's giving instructions. He worked at Max's, right? Another dude walks up. I kid y'all not. I was like, man, this dude walked up and said, don't eat here. I kid y'all not. I'm not making this up. The dude said, don't eat here. This is garbage. Truth Seeker, what's going on? He said, their food ain't good. Go over somewhere else, he was saying. EXG, what's going on? Go, Francine Arcelius, what's going on? He was saying, go over here, get their food. Their sandwich is much better. I'm telling you, He's like, this place is not good. And the dude that worked at Max's was ignoring him like he wasn't even saying this. He was announcing it to the whole crowd that was standing online. Don't come here. Don't eat here. I'm telling y'all. And dude was clean cut too. Sharp. Don't eat here. Yeah, I ain't listening. I'm like, man, this dude. And I had the nerve to be like, man, I can't believe this dude out here. And they ain't going to say nothing to him. Another dude pulled up. Another dude pulled up. I kid you not, right? Another dude pulled up with a grill and started making hot dogs on the line. Talking about, I got 2 bottles of water for $1. And the dude was making hot dogs. He's like, I got some hot dogs for y'all. I was like, what? Right at the door. And the dude at Max's wasn't even saying nothing. We got my brother, Kurt Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar, a.k.a. the historian, a.k.a. my brother, my co-host. What's goody with you, Kurt?
Blue, what's going on with you today? What's going on, Blue Blood Sports TV? What's up, chat, a.k.a. the family? How's everybody doing on this Monday evening?
Oh, man, we good, Kurt. We got special guests. They was waiting, so I was like, let me send you the link, get you in here first. Hey, Kurt, before we get them in here, I want to tell you this quick story. I don't know if you heard right now. So, we all rolled our bikes out to Philly, right? And salute to Monkey Dan 123, brother in the super chat. So it's not to purse bid? No. Bob M said he refused to let it go to purse bid. N.Y. Willis, what's going on? He said he refused to let it go to purse bid. But share him alive, what's going on? But Kurt, we rode our bikes to Philly, right? And we went to Max's, the famous Philly cheesesteak spot. Mm-hmm. And the line, Kurt, we waited on line for an hour and 45 minutes to get in, right? Line was around the corner. I don't know if you ever been there, Kurt. The sandwich was $21 plus tax. $21 plus tax. And it wasn't even good. But I was telling them, there was a dude that came up, and they was letting 10 people in at a time. So there was a dude that came up, and he was telling everybody right in front of the owners and the people at the store, hey, don't eat here, man. This food ain't good, man. Go over to such and so, man. I'm telling you, this food is not good. I'm telling y'all, go over here. And I'm like, man, me and my boys, this was about 15 of us on our bikes, Kurt. And we like, what, man? This dude just gonna stand right. And the guy at Max's wasn't even saying nothing. Bam, what's going on? Jay Burrows, what's going on? Kurt, he wasn't even saying nothing. He was acting like this dude wasn't even telling people to go to a different restaurant, right? Then Kurt, another dude came up. He came up in a pickup truck, right, Kurt? Brought out his grill. Right in, like, Kurt, no more than 6 feet from the door, the restaurant door. This dude, Kurt, he put his grill out, brought a big frozen bag of hot dogs, and dragged out a big, massive white cooler. So I got bottles of water, 2 for $1, and I got some hot dogs for y'all. And start cooking hot dogs right there in front of the place. I was like, what? We laughed, but after we got them sandwiches, we wasn't laughing no more. It was like, man, this ain't no good, man.
Now, what place did you go to?
Max's, that place, that cheesesteak, the one that was on Creed. Yeah, Kurt.
Oh, okay. I usually go to Geno's.
Yeah, never again, Kurt.
It wasn't good, huh?
No, Kurt, that was bad, man. And the $21 plus tax for a sandwich, Kurt. And you know I don't eat meat, so I was like, I'm gonna try the chicken. You know, I'm gonna give it a try. The chicken. I was just taking a ride, you know, because we was riding out. I wasn't even gonna eat, but my boy broke down on the way there, and we had to wait for roadside assistance. We left at 8 in. We had to wait for roadside assistance for 3 hours at a rest stop in Jersey, Kurt. And
crazy.
So I was just taking a ride. I was gonna go there. I wasn't planning to eat, but once I got there, all that time passed. I was like, man, I was too hungry, so I was like, let me go ahead and eat. And man, Kurt, they gave me some ground chicken. You know, like the ground beef. They gave me ground chicken, Kurt. with cheese and ketchup, man, and white American cheese on top of it.
Wow. Sound
Couldn't,
like a disaster, Blue.
yeah, couldn't taste the cheese. Dude drowned it in ketchup. I say, yo, my man, I asked for a little ketchup. You just gave me a ketchup sandwich. He was like, man, you should have told me to stop. The service was bad. I said, yo, my man, you and my other boy. He like, yo, we like, no, my man, you just drowned it in ketchup. You know what this dude told us, Kurt?
What?
Shift change. Can't make it up, Kurt.
Oh man, that sound.
Dude said shift change. I said, what? He said, yo, my shift is over. I said, oh man.
The shift and change. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
You go out to eat. Oh, go ahead, Blue.
And then you would think, I told the lady, right? I said, miss, this dude just drowned my sandwich and they gonna tell me his shift is over. And she was like, well, I'll give y'all a free bottle of water. I said, yo, my man outside selling water for 2 bottles for $1. She said, I'll give y'all a free bottle of water. I was like, oh, this is amazing. Quincy Carter, brother.
Pours.
Yeah, Kurt, amazing. Quincy Carter, brother in Super Chat. Blue, tell Kurt to go live, bro.
I will go live when my barber comes back because I'm skeptical to get my hair cut from anybody else. But as soon as I get my hair cut from him, then I'll go live.
Yeah, I can't do that either, Kurt. Eugene Aaron III, my brother in the Super Chat. Salute, Blue. Finally, we're finally getting, as fans, some semblance of the fights we need. And you and Kurt been here holding it down, keeping it 100 all the way. Appreciate you, Eugene Aaron III. Much love to you in the Super Chat. I'm going to read this last Super Chat, and I'm going to send them the link, Kurt. Red Sun Last, brother in the Super Chat. He said, I'm from Philly. You got to go to gyms to get your cheesesteak. Trust me. Yeah, man. Oh, never again. And Kurt, oh, that's another thing. I can't make this up. Hey, if I'm lying, I'm flying, Kurt. My man had on a 76er hat and a Ben Simmons jersey. And you know what the dude said?
What did he say?
You might have got better. He said you might have got better service if you ain't coming here with that jersey on. I can't. Kurt, if I'm lying, that's on my kids, Kurt. The dude said, if you ain't had that jersey on, I said, what? Oh man, never again. Never again. Never again. They'll never get my service. Never again. And I said, man, the thing is, I don't like to, let people have it like that, Kurt, because business is business. But man, come on, man. This dude said, if you ain't have on a Ben Simmons jersey. And my man said, man, I'm from New York, man. He don't watch basketball or nothing, Kurt. He's an older dude, Kurt. He just bought it he don't watch basketball.
Right.
He bought it just because we was going to Philly. Thought it was cool.
Wow. That sounds like a disaster. Bad service and bad food. Oof.
And my boy broke down and had to pay twice because they picked us. We was on the turnpike, Kurt. Had to pay twice. We had to have it towed to the tow truck company place because the tow truck, they don't bring it back to New York. So he had to get it towed from where we was at to the tow truck company. They closed at 4:00. So then we had to wait with his bike because it was outside. They told us you can't leave it inside because they was closing. If we left it inside, he had to call another tow truck company to bring it from that tow truck place back to New York. Man. And then we had to sit there with the bike because they told us that they couldn't put it inside.
That's a heck of a day.
5 hours, Kurt. Barry Dorsey, what's going on? 3 hours waiting for it on the turnpike, then 2 hours waiting for the tow truck to come to take it to New York. And so he had to pay $300 to get it from the turnpike, the rest service on the turnpike, to the actual tow truck company.
Mm.
Then he had to pay $289 extra on whatever he had to pay to have it towed from Jersey to New York, back to New York, Kurt. And because we was only 38 minutes from Philly, so we was at the end of Jersey, right? So he had to pay for the service for it to be from that point back to New York. But on top of that, Kurt, he had to pay the tolls for the truck, which came to $289.
So that's like $600.
Yep. Amazing, Kurt. And then we get to Philly, and that's what we got.
Unbelievable.
And Kurt, we stood on the line. We had to stay on the line for an hour and 45 minutes to get in.
Hour and 45 minutes.
Kurt, the line was, when I say around the corner, it was around the corner. Literally.
Yeah, but usually a restaurant that's good have a line like that because of the reputation of food being so good. But you said the food wasn't good at all, right?
No, it wasn't good at all. And but like they saying, because it's a tourist spot, you know.
Yeah.
So everybody think, you know, they think that, you know, I guess it's like us with pizza. They think one spot is, you know, they see on TV, that's the spot to go to. And since we seen it on Creed, we thought that was the spot to go to. And all the bikers go there. So we thought that was the spot. Man. Emmanuel H, brother in Super Chat. My shift over. Cool. I'll meet you outside. Yeah, Kurt.
Man.
Dude said my shit. I said, man, you just drowned my sandwich? Man, come on, man. He was like, shift. He didn't say shift over. He said shift change. That's exactly what he said. Shift change.
Basically, I don't care.
Yeah, I ain't even get it at first, Kurt. When he said it, my man looked at me and he said, did this dude just tell us that he tired? And I said, bro, did you say shift change? Like you leaving? He was like, my shift over. I was like, wow. So I told the lady, and she was like, oh, we'll give you a free bottle of water. I was like, huh? Wow, you're not even gonna nothing, huh? All right. And then, that's another thing. And my boy told him no onions in his. And this dude said, pick them out.
Oh man, pick them out.
Kurt, he said, pick them out. I kid you not, Kurt.
Ooh.
Pick them out. And then he wrapped the sandwich. And my boy was like, yo, my man, come on, man. We're not doing that. And he was like, he held the sandwich and was like, what, you want me to make it over? So my boy was like, you think? I don't eat onions. So he was like, man, you should have said that from the beginning. He was like, bro, I told you, you wasn't listening. I kid you not, Kurt. Hey, you can't make this up. Kid you not. If I'm making this up, man, listen. If I'm lying, I'm flying, Kurt.
That's a well of a day, boy.
Woo! Can't make it up. And we ain't even eat, Kurt, because it was everybody was like, man, this is it, man. We can't even do this. We got him here, Kurt.
Whoa.
There he is.
What's going on?
What's going on with you, champ?
Oh man, I can't call it. Just working.
Yeah, you got some huge news though.
Oh yeah, man. We got a great card. With my guys headlining it, Lorenzo Truck Simpson and Darren Cunningham. Then I got my other kid is on there too, Amari Jones. And I got Amir Mason. We got a lot of people on the card, man. It's a real good card. Not Lopez making his pro debut. Yeah, we got a great card.
But first and foremost, we got my brother in here, the former champion, the king, my brother Mickey Bay in the building, man. Hey, Bay, you already know my co-host Kurt Anderson.
Oh, yeah, man. I know this is going to be fun. Y'all know boxing, so it's always fun when cats really know the game.
Hey, babe, I was just
How you
telling you.
doing, Mickey Bay?
What's up? What's going on? Y'all see me, right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Kurt.
We looking forward to this card, man. You got Truck headlining it, and we're going to support them. We're going to support the card, and we're going to support the young fighters that's up and coming. I always, excuse me, had my eyes on young fighters. Back in the 80s, we had a boxing magazine, so my father always said, always keep your eye on the up and coming tomorrow stars. Like, for instance, it was a fighter from Maryland that we call Sugar Ray. He went by Raymond Charles Leonard, and that was in 1975, and look how he turned out. So I'm going to be watching your fighters and paying attention to your card, brother.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. I can promise you, y'all can write this down. At least 4 or 5 of them will be world champions. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Salute to my brother Emmanuel H in the super chat. He said, "I repeat, shift change. I'll meet you outside, Blue. You should have hit him with the intro to the show, and when y'all leaving, hit him with the outro." Yeah, man. Hey, babe, I was telling him, man, this just off topic. I took a ride, me and my boys on our bikes. We drove to Philly and went to that spot, Max's. The famous okay. Man, it was a bad experience, man. Dude made our sandwich. First of all, babe, the sandwiches was $21 plus tax for a sandwich. For a sandwich, right? Then dude drowned my sandwich in ketchup. I said, "Yo, man, I told you just put a little bit of ketchup." He said, "Man, you should have told me to stop." I said, "Come on, great brother." He said, "Man, shift change." That's just what he told me right out the blue. So I didn't even catch on when he said it. So my boy said, "Yo, man, did this dude just tell you he tired and he leaving?" So I said, "Man, did you just say?" He was like, "Yeah, my shift is over."
So his shift over. That means you get a lot of catch up, huh?
I was like, "Man, come on, man." But anyway, so yeah, babe, just give him a little info. What you got going on?
Yeah, me and my brother, we promoting card on our first boxing show, actually, that we promoting on August 14th in Atlanta. And I got a few guys that I actually train on the card. It's being headlined by Lorenzo Truck Simpson out of Baltimore, out of Gervonta Tank Davis's camp. And we got Darren Cunningham, the third, DC3, the fighter that I trained, going for his 14th win. Both of them will be champions next year. I promise you that when it come to them. Then we got a great card, man, like 8-9 fights, all top prospects on the card. It's going to be a great show. I know you say you're going to be on vacation, right?
Yeah, I'll be in Florida with the family.
Yeah, but yeah, whoever could make it down, if y'all are part of the media, just let me know. I'll make sure, if you're in the Atlanta area, y'all can get a pass or whatever and get in.
Oh man, that's gonna be beautiful, man. How you go about this, man? How did this come up?
Well, I always kind of wanted to be in the business anyway of boxing when I was finished. Because I know a lot of shortcomings I had as far as on the business side. Like, I missed plenty of world titles and fights and big things just from, having bad management and stuff like that. I've probably been on the shelf 7-8 years out of my whole career.
Wow.
So that motivated me and my brother to want to do something in the business because we understand the fighter. And not only that, we come up actually in the same neighborhood, in the same family as Don and Al Heyman. Mm-hmm. They both from Cleveland, both from the same neighborhood as us and everything. So I don't know, it might be something in our area or something where it's meant to be. But even with Devin Haney, I told him, I love to help him with the company. So we're going to be doing stuff together too. I might even, I might even be finishing up my last few fights, joining forces with Devin Haney Promotions. So I just want to do something that never been done, similar to what Al did. People could say what they want, but believe me, by me not being able to sign with Al, and it's a long story why I couldn't,
Mm-hmm.
I missed a lot of opportunities. People could say what they want, but Al Heyman, the opportunities he gives fighters is mind-boggling. sitting on the outside looking in, is you wouldn't believe what they get paid and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it's just incredible. Not only that, but it's just a whole nother ball game being with him for the most part. You know, everybody, it's always gonna be a couple guys that ain't happy with any situation, but I mean, I know firsthand, man, how he get on, and we just know to follow the model, you know, of treating fighters the way that we would want to be treated or anybody else. So I think that you know, we're gonna do some big things in this business. And me and my partner David, you know, we joined forces on this, and we're gonna do a lot of them, man. We might do one every month.
Oh,
yeah.
And are you did you reach out to Al? Are you gonna work with Al?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm open to working with everybody. Like, you know, we'll work with anybody, no matter what promoter, because that's, I'm sure y'all know, that's one thing that kind of hurt making the big fights. It's like, man, all y'all dudes is worth $1 billion, hundreds of millions. How can you not be able to sit down and make a fight? That should seem simple, but it's so many egos, and it's kind of no knock, but it's like an old school way of thinking. Not Al Heyman, because he seemed to let his fighters work with anybody or fight anybody. But some of these promoters, I think, need to get a couple younger ears, and, you know, guys like myself, we understand the thought process and some of the things that's missing that changed from the 60s and 70s. So that mixed with their knowledge and experience, I think that'll bring boxing back to being the #1 sport in the world.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I think about it, and before we get to that, brother Emmanuel H in the building in the super chat, dropping that hundo on us in the super chat. He says salute to Kurt and Mickey Bay. Keep grinding, brother. We here backing you 100%. Hashtag for us. That's a fact.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Emmanuel.
Yeah. So now, you know, it's interesting you say that, because I was talking about this Terence Crawford Sean Porter fight, and what Bob Arum said again today. He said that Terence Crawford is a major star in the ring, but he's not out the ring. And we already know he said that, you know, he's just not worth him putting up the money for the Pacquiao fight. You just don't see he could get a return on his investment. And somebody like Terence Crawford should be a much bigger star than what he is with his skill set. And when you hear stuff like that, you being a former boxer, you know, I'm just, you know, we just speculating, but I'm saying from a point of, if I'm Terence Crawford, I gotta be feeling like what do you mean? Like, you know, like, it's like you have no belief in me being able to sell. So he said we're gonna have the fight in November to avoid clashing with all the other big fights. So essentially, you're saying you don't want to compete with them because you don't think he could sell. Al, what's going on, King? Right. So when you hear stuff like that, Bay, and you being a fighter and now you're doing the business part, what's your thoughts on things like that, and how could this change for the fighters?
I see that's the thing. Like I say, it's another dynamic. Outside of just boxing, fans are already watching boxing,
right?
So that's already automatic. But to me, you got to reach outside. Like, you got to tell Terence he got a great story. You know, that's my boy. You know, we was roommates and everything when he was first turning pro. You got to tell the story, man. He got a great story. He came out pretty much as an underdog, and worked his way into being a pound for pound champ. You got to tell that story and put it out to the masses. You can't just put everything on TopRank.com and on boxing websites, because then it's not going to reach outside to people that don't watch boxing, because people more so fall in love with the character a lot of times too. Like, I'm sure any of us, you might like a certain athlete or singer or actor just because of their story or the character. So I think if you was to show Terence's, he need to be on like E60, but that's a promoter is called a promoter. It's supposed to be their job to promote, but that's not their expertise. Really, boxing promoters now just get the fight date in the arena. They already got the site fee and the money put up, so they're not going to want to do anything extra. So I think they need to hire guys that know how to go out there and reach outside of boxing and to get it done. You got to get some younger blood and some guys that's hungry, almost like musicians. The way that they market albums and stuff like that. To me, that's why Don King was the best promoter ever as far as promoting. See, he didn't just promote the fight. He sold it and hyped it up. It wasn't just, oh, all right, it's a date, and I'm going to just put it on the channel that they fighting because I get a free commercial. You know, those free. If you fight on ESPN, they're going to automatically show if Lomachenko is fighting, if Terence is fighting. So I think that Bob is a great promoter as far as the boxing part, but I think he need to reach outside and get some guys that's going to go hard for him and to give him some ideas and sit down. And, you know, to me, this is why I think dudes like Dana White would be good in the sport, because he know how to promote as far as, because think about it. The UFC don't really have that many stars as far as the fighter. They follow the brand of UFC. If you hear UFC 1049, however, whatever they be naming them little,
those numbers be driving me crazy. I
don't know who is fighting. I can't even name two handfuls of them cats, but he made it so much so that it's like WWE almost to where they follow the brand. Like, okay, it's a UFC fight. They don't even really know the fighter, but they follow the brand because Dana kind of promoted it, and it's kind of like a cycle. I think that boxing is a lot of different promoters and it's different fighters. Then they don't have to fight each other. It's just all over the place, man. I think all the promoters need to sit down together and have a couple mediators and everybody come to a common bond. That way everybody can be exposed. Like, imagine if you sit Al, you sit Bob Arum, you put Eddie Hearn, imagine you put all them in the same room, even people that's like that even some old ex-fighters and stuff like that. You get new fighters. I think it should be like a meeting, a big round table, and then everybody will be exposed because it'll be like, okay, everybody wanted to do this except for X, Y, and Z. And then everybody can say, okay, we wanted to do this, but it was this guy and it was that guy. It ain't no way with all this money on the table. I mean, these dudes acting like drug lords. When you think about it, oh, we don't want him to take over our block, so we gonna do this on our own. Like, man, come on, if you care about the sport and making better fights, then what's the big deal on just working with another promoter to get a fight done? It should be simple. Right,
especially when you're already worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's what I'm saying. It ain't like, I mean, it's just the ego and the greed thing, like, you know, right. And I think that's the main problem. There's so much greed, and that's the main problem.
Daniel Staley, brother, in the super chat, dropping that dub on us in the super chat. Salute, Blue Blood, Kurt, and Coach. He said, peace and blessings, brothers. Can't wait for the Bud and Porter fight. Hashtag Bomb Squad, hashtag Spence, hashtag Boots Ennis. Go ahead, Kurt. I know you got some questions for him.
Yeah, Mickey Bear, as you were saying before, I always felt to make a fighter a star, that network TV is a great platform. My own personal opinion, when they had the Olympics and Earl Spence had a fight at the Olympics when he fought Leonard Bundu, I noticed after that he hasn't looked back since. 6 million people watched that Spence and Bundu fight after the Olympics. I always felt that a fighter getting on network TV is a great platform to be popular in the sport in general, to be popular. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think that's correct. You know, if you this is the thing to me too. Here's a mistake I think even Al make. He don't make many at all. You know, one thing I can say about him is all his fighters happy. But at the same time, I see dead weight being on. It's the wrong matchups and the wrong fighters on these networks. Like, it's people that I wouldn't even watch. And I'm in the fight game. And a lot of times, you know, these guys be having Joe Schmo on Fox. Like, I get it. You trying to help the cat. You want to pay him. But, I mean, put them on the undercard. You got to put some good matchups and you got to have, really, I think that a lot of these promoters too should hire maybe like ex-fighters or people that can tell them this guy got the goods, because some of them don't even know who can fight and who can't. Like if guys like us can see that this guy shouldn't be headlining a ESPN or Fox, then what you think a person that never seen boxing? You got to put dudes that got that it factor even in the ring. You got to, like, whether he a brawler or a boxer. If he a brawler, he got to be like Tank punching. Now, if he a boxer, get some sharp dudes like Devin Haney, you know, young dudes like my kid, Darren Cunningham. You got and then when you get dudes like Shakur, get them better matchups. Shakur is an excellent fighter, but even I didn't finish watching this last fight because that was a terrible matchup. And they got some of the best matchmakers in the world, top ranked. But I mean, you got to make better fights. Like, I'm gonna just be honest. Like, Shakur is so talented, but to me, he fighting the competition. He's fighting is so much behind Teofimo, Devin, and like even Tank, that it's like, how can you become a star when these dudes just coming to get paid? They know they can't beat Shakur. You got to know how to match. Like, I understand they got great matchmakers, but think about, all right, why would I put a dude that can't even touch him on TV with a style like Shakur's? It'll work for Tank because guess what? Tank people watching to see him get a knockout. Like Mike Tyson, we can't name half of his opponents. You watched him to get a knockout. Shakur is not a big puncher. So if you put him in with a dude that can't hit him, it's going to be a boring match. You got to put him with Lomachenko. You got to put him with Lomachenko, Gary Russell. You know, you got to put him in with some, or it's going to be a slow, and that's not going to be his fault. All he can do is show up and win. Like Devin Haney, he fought Linares. People could say what they want to say, but he fought Gamboa with one hand. His hand was broke that fight. Now everybody knows, so I can say it. I was like, man, we should probably wait. He was like, man, I want to fight. Like, I don't want to wait. So it's like, cool. He fought Gamboa, who at least you knew was a former world champion with experience, that if he slipped up, he can get caught. Same thing with Linares. That was the best opponent available, and he fought him, and it was a hell of a fight. We got to start seeing those kind of fights. Like, you know, you putting these young kids in, but it's like, even dude, Boots, he fought the Sergey. That was a good fight because dude had experience, so he had to earn that victory. Sometimes these promoters put dudes in. I understand you trying to hype them up, but you got to understand that if it's not a big knockout puncher, you got to have a good matchup. You can't have a dude because they're going to get their ears boxed off for 12 rounds and it's going to be boring.
Facts.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the issue that we have with the sport, man. You know, it lulls the casuals to sleep. You know, like you said, it's hard for us to watch it. It's just that we hardcore fans. You know what I mean? And you a fighter and a trainer. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if it's hard for us to watch it, imagine, like you said, somebody that don't even know who they are. They're gonna be like, man, I can't watch this.
Oh, they not. I don't even watch a lot of boxing nowadays. I'm gonna be real. I gotta hear the matchup first.
Right.
If I know a guy's gonna win, I don't even watch it. I'll be like,
right.
nah, I'm straight. Because I mean, if you putting together a mismatch, only the young guys should be in those kind of fights. Like when you become a champion, you should be getting tested. You know, you should be fighting, you know, at least a former champion or a contender that's going to come to win. You can't get a dude, you know, you got to consider that when you put it on TV. You can't cry about the ratings after you put a terrible match together. That ain't the fighter's fault.
Right.
You know, that's the promoter's fault. Like, it ain't no way that Terence and Porter, I don't know if it's going to get done. It's no way that fight shouldn't happen. That's a good matchup. And that's going to be a good fight for the fans. But guess what? You got to promote it outside of the small. You can't just promote it in boxing. You got to put it out to the broad fans and get them a perspective on both sides. And then they might can say, dang, I like this dude Porter better. I'm going to watch it because I think he's going to beat Terence and vice versa. You know, the boxing fans already all think Terence can beat him.
Right. Right.
So, you know, you got to get the casual fans involved by promoting to them. They not watching all of the boxing fights and seeing the commercials only when it's a fight. That's a small, that's small. You got to do the same way the NBA does and stuff like that.
Right, exactly. Jermaine Bean, brother in the super chat, he said, translation, put Ishe Smith fights on radio. Unbelievable. But yeah, so do you feel like, that it'll be, how you feel like you deal with the relationship? How's your relationships with, other promoters and things of that nature to be able to, succeed on that, not to be only be your box, like the zone box.
Right.
How you break that barrier?
Well, what I think is coming with no ego. Like one thing I learned is you got to look at the bottom line. If the bottom line is successful, then it don't matter who does it, where it's at. It to me is like they fighting over gang territory. That's kind of what it's like, and that's what I always talk to Devin about. And he ready to even do it. Get some. We gonna be. We got talent on the stable over there as well, and we gonna be doing a lot of stuff together too. So I think that even with Mayweather Promotions, as big as Floyd's name is, there's no way that it shouldn't be a bigger promotional company. I was with the company, so I know that Floyd, maybe, I don't know if the passion just not there. Sometimes it's not when you did that much in the sport. I could understand that because the training aspect, I couldn't see. I can only train the guys that I got because I got passion for them in life. Like I like mentoring them and I want to see them do good. But literally, people think I'm crazy. I probably turn down just regular people. I probably could make $1 million in a year or close just training regular people, but I can't do it if the passion not there. So to me, I don't think people should be faking it. If you don't got the passion, give somebody else the driver's seat. Like I'm gonna go for instance, like Blue Blood Sports. It's enough people. Y'all got over 100,000 subscribers. If you put 10, 20 of y'all together and the promoters should all be working with y'all and letting y'all go to work. That's free promotion. Like, man, look, I'm gonna give y'all, it's enough money to work something out to where all of y'all get together to where y'all mess around and come together and have maybe 5 million, 4 million subscribers all together. And they need to whether they got to pay y'all or work something out with y'all, they need to help y'all, let y'all help promote it.
Right. I always say that, man. I say that all the time. Fighters be sensitive when you tell the truth. They don't understand. A lot of people don't understand that. Like Floyd always say, good, bad, and indifferent.
Oh, 100%. A lot of these guys young, even I learned a lot of stuff as I got older. It ain't never personal, it's business. That's what everybody in this game got to realize.
Right.
That it need to be controversy in order to sell the fight. So I think that it should be they should have all of y'all they should have all of y'all the platforms like the internet, the people with the big followers like y'all need to get together. Y'all could promote the fight and y'all can debate with each other site for site. Because it might be, say it's 12 sites. 6 of y'all might think Pacquiao, 6 might think Spence. Y'all can go at it with each other.
Right.
They need to pay y'all to go out to the camps.
Right.
And to show them training and to get interviews and let y'all debate and draw the hype up.
Right.
I think that alone would make the fight probably 4 or 5 times bigger.
Right. And that's why I always say, like, to me, they don't we don't use what we have available to us to be successful.
Yup. I mean, y'all doing this and y'all don't even have to.
Right.
I mean, so my thing is like, man, if the promoters just get with y'all and y'all all work something out and they say, man, look, we're going to fly y'all out here. We'll fly 4 of y'all out here this time, 4 this week and 4 this week. And we do stuff. Now you got the internet. So, I mean, stuff can be sent. Right. And if all of y'all none of y'all gonna think if the match is right. Some of y'all gonna think one guy gonna win. Think about it. A promoter, they can only ride for their fighters, so it's biased.
Right.
So that killed the hype right there. See, Don was on both sides when he used to promote.
Right.
You know how people had the joke, oh, Don King always with the winner after the fight.
Right.
And Don was like this. He played both sides on the promotion, so it was hyped up. Like, man, nowadays the promoter, they got to be biased towards they one guy because they only following the money.
Right.
But if you get some outside people, like you got all these other pages and all these other sites, man, y'all can be going at it, stirring the hype up. I think that'll even help a lot.
Right. They just don't understand it. 2 Cent Bay in the super chat said, Blue Blood, what's good? Love what you do. Mickey, how do we follow you? Islam more brothers in DC.
I'm gonna give Blue Blood my Instagram. You know, I've been off for years, man. I had a whole nother one. When I was with Mayweather and them, so I'm gonna start putting it out there, and I'm gonna start being more active and stuff on there.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
You got to. But go ahead, Kurt. I know you got some more for him.
Yes, sir. Your first card is going to be in Atlanta. Was that a calculated move? Because I feel having boxing in Atlanta.
Kurt, hold on.
I got a deflection for that. Kurt,
listen to New World Era Music Group LLC in the super chat. He said, "I think that's a bad idea. Stay away from promoters, Blue. You'll be like Bradley and Andre Ward then."
No, see, this is what he missed. We didn't say go on the national network.
Right.
That's ESPN. We saying y'all do what y'all do because it's on y'all site.
Right.
You know, we not saying go on as a broadcaster. We saying keep the platform that y'all got. You already got your own little small TV channel by having over 100, 200,000 followers. So that's a TV station within itself. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody with at least a good amount of followers use their own platforms and all just go head to head with each other. Right.
Keep it organic, and then
exactly.
Then we just bringing the brands together.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Kurt.
Yeah, Mickey, was promoting your fight card in Atlanta, was that a calculated move, or that's just something came about? I think it's smart because of the hip hop culture. They call Atlanta Black Hollywood. Tank is fighting there now. Holyfield fought in Atlanta. Muhammad Ali fought in Atlanta. Was that on purpose because of that?
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. Because, well, for one, Darren Cunningham headlined the show. When was that? His last fight was like in April, I think. And he sold it out, man. It wasn't even no room to stand in there. He had Yo Gotti, Big 30. He had Xavier Howard. He had NFL stars, NBA stars. He had, y'all know Yo Gotti and all them kind of cats. He had all of them there to see him fight. And it was packed. I'm talking about, it was so packed. It was people still outside trying to get in. So me and my brother and my other partner, David, we said, man, why don't we get together and do this and come back again, and for everybody out there, I'm Tank could be at the fight, Devin Haney would be at the fight. It'll be many more people. I just know they'd be there, because both of their fighters, both got fighters on the card. So they'd both be there, and it'll be many other people there too. So it's going to be a great card. But yeah, it was calculated. Yup. In other words, Atlanta is like another. It's kind of like another. It's like a more of a smaller LA and New York. It's a nice little. It's an up and coming city. It's an urban city that's hungry for boxing. So we're gonna be doing a lot there, man. We probably end up doing another one before this year is out.
Oh man, I'm gonna be at that one.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one in Atlanta before this year is out. Yup.
I'm gonna be at that one, man. Go ahead, Kurt.
I got another question. I saw a fight on Showbox that disgusted me. I forgot his first name. The last name was Bunch, and he fought a fighter by the name of Janelson Figueroa Bochica. I gave Bochica 2 rounds. Bunch was jabbing. What you say?
I ain't even give him 2 rounds.
I gave him 2 rounds. I gave him 1 for sure, and another one because he did so bad in the other ones. What Manuel Stewart used to say, a comparative round. 2 rounds. I'm bringing this up because the judging. What can we do about the judging, Mickey? Because these boxing judges are not boxing people. What needs to be changed?
What I think need to be changed is I think it should be a lot of former fighters judging. Not to take jobs from the guys that's already judging, but I think a lot of former fighters should judge. You know, a lot of them probably need help and need judging anyway, help anyway. So I think that they should get a lot of fighters to judge. And I think this might seem like it don't have nothing to do with it, and I ain't trying to insinuate nothing. They need to pay judges and referees more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they need to pay more. If you read between the lines, they need to get paid more.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch won 8 rounds, Blue.
8 rounds. Easy.
But see, he won the fight with his left jab alone.
Tell me this. Who was with the bigger promoter?
True. Ding.
No, y'all got to tell me. I ain't see it. So
the other dude.
So
Bonchica.
Yeah. So that's an investment to them. Now, I ain't trying to insinuate that, but that can have a thought in the judge's head. Like, man, damn, we got to save the day because we want to judge more fights. We don't want to. We want to do a favor. You just never know, man. I mean, it's so much stuff I didn't heard about this game. Wouldn't nothing shock me. You could tell. I mean, nothing that y'all can say or shock me when it comes to this game. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah, it was just like when I was watching Nick J, Peace Bless Queen. How you doing today? You're saying 007. What's going on? It's just like when I was watching the Jamel Charlo fight, and that judge said 117, 111. I was like, it's deflating, man. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's. I mean, I think that's always. It shouldn't happen as much as it happened. Yeah. This is the most that ever happened. Like this current time, it never happened like it did today. It was a robbery here and there, but now it's like it's weird almost.
Yeah, it's all the time. Now it's expected. Like, let's see what the judge is going to say.
It's expected, because it's so much of a money thing now. It's a money game now more than ever. Like, it's like it ain't no more. I mean, it's more like this sport is more like 80% money, 20% talent.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a hard thing to fix. Yeah, that's gonna be a hard thing to fix.
And one of the things I said, first of all, I feel like the judges should be sitting like in tennis. They should be above the ring. They should have a booth.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, they should have like a booth or something, headphones, no distractions, nothing.
Instead of looking up through the rope.
Yeah. How could you just babe, when we sit ringside sometime, right? You're a trainer when you're in the corner and you trying to do this. Man, it's hard to see what's going on.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. No, that's a good. And maybe they need to add 5 judges.
Yeah.
Like they do. I mean, people get cheated in the amateurs too, but it'll look ridiculous if 3 out of 5 judges don't know that the fighter won clearly. It looked different than 2-1.
Right.
Like, if 3 of them cheat. Right. Then it's like, damn, what the hell going on? There's 5 judges.
Right.
More than one, it can be 4-1. I think that might help. But like I say, I think it should be more ex-fighters and stuff like that that's judging too. But
or at least, right, babe? It should at least be 4.
Well, I don't know because that's an even number. I think they have to have an odd number.
But I'm just saying, just for the fact that it's 4 sides to the ring. Like you got 3, and you got three and a dead spot.
Yeah, I think maybe they should sit higher though. That makes
sure.
sense.
Yeah.
Well, how about?
That makes sense.
Well, remember back in the day, the referee used to be one of the judges.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
what
yeah.
better, judge could be the referee? He's right there doing the action,
And they
and he could
paying
be the
more attention.
tiebreaker.
They
Yep.
pay more attention because when you see the fights, you see the ref. I mean, if a fight boring, they gonna do this, be looking around. I mean, they hungry, they might be falling asleep. So sometimes they don't even be paying attention to the fight, and they already in their head know, okay, I'm gonna pay attention to 80%. If he win that 80%, I'm gonna give him the fight because I know he's supposed to win anyway. So most of these dudes ain't even paying attention during the fight.
Yeah.
Like to me, Devin Haney's scores was too close.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That fight wasn't even close. Like it wasn't. Charlo's fight was way closer.
Right.
I gave maybe Linares like 2 rounds. You can give him 3 if you want to be nice. Like, but I mean, one of them was 115, 130. I'm like, nah. Like, I mean, this what these judges got to realize, right? Just because a dude is hanging in there, it don't mean that on both sides, when either people get robbed or people think somebody, it's a difference with having a close round and losing that round because the other fights was the other rounds was a blowout. You got to realize it's round for round. 10-8, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. So they got to be paying attention at every single round. And I don't think that the judges do that. I think that they just pay attention to a fraction of the round and they say, okay, I'm going to give it to this dude. He looked like he winning. He's supposed to win. I'm going to give it to him. I think that's a part of the problem too. Like, you got to think of like in the NBA. A fighter can win. I mean, a team can win 2 quarters, but still lose the game. Like even like the Suns versus the Bucks in the finals, a team could be winning during halftime, come back and lose, and the score can be. So the score can end up being 115 to 98, 93. That's a blowout.
Right.
But in boxing, they might still give it to the one that was winning during halftime.
Right.
They're not looking at the whole thing. Like, they looking at it like, okay, this guy's supposed to win. If this was boxing, the Suns might have won. Right. Because it was 2-0.
Right.
They would have fell asleep. And then they would have looked and say, okay, so to me, I think that you got to realize when the fight, whether it's close, whether it's a blowout, or whether it's just, I don't know, man, Blood. I think that's going to be the hardest thing to fix in boxing is the judging.
And now let me ask you about this, right? How do you, as far as doing your promotion and stuff in your company, right? How do you go about, are you able to pick the judges and the referees, or is just something that the boxing commission in that area assigns?
Well, for this level show, the boxing judges, the commission in Georgia's is assigning it in the referees. But when fights get bigger, they can dictate who the ref is, who the judge is, who the judges are, the ref, and all of that. I mean, that's all a part of the promoter and the negotiations. And to me, that part need to get paid attention to a lot more. I think honestly, that might be the biggest problem in boxing when you think about it.
Now, as a fighter, when you was fighting, can you say, do y'all come to an agreement on the referee? Like,
I never paid attention. It's times I realized at the last minute I had a ref and 2 judges from the guy's hometown.
Wow.
I find out this like the night before the fight when I'm weighing in. I just look and see the paper and say, damn, it's 2 Miami judges, a Miami ref. Like, shit, this dude from Miami is his hometown. But the promoters kind of can, especially when you get to the bigger fights. I mean, you could pick gloves and, it's supposed to be like mutual, like everybody. But whoever worth the most money, whoever's the bigger fighter with the bigger promoter is going to get the upper hand most of the time.
Yeah, we had a Layman Brewster, and he told us that he got into one of his fights and didn't even realize the referee was his opponent's brother-in-law.
Damn. Oh yeah. No, see, we, this the first era where I think people are aware of a lot because of social media. Mm-hmm. So now it's more like it's more people more in the know a little bit, so it'd be hard to slip past certain things. But I mean, at the same time, yeah, that could be a scary thing. Like you just never know. Like you never know, man, with these judges. But a lot of this stuff ain't by coincidence. I can't say that.
Mm-hmm. 513 roll natty brother in the super chat. Bunch had dude looking like a pass dispenser. His jab was awesome. Yeah, he talking about that fight. Yeah, that dude, man. Bay, man, if you get a chance to watch that fight, it wasn't even close.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, like if you knew nothing about boxing and you watched that,
you know who won.
You know who won.
So that's my thing. How do everybody know that except for the judges who the closest on the ring?
Right.
So yeah, that's the problem.
And another thing is just being in the arena. For a lot of y'all people that never been at fights, especially big fights, it's so loud, especially when you ringside. It's like the sound comes down. So if you're a judge sitting ringside and you don't have earmuffs on, you could be swayed. If you can't see and you hear the crowd go ooh and ah, and you can't see, you just assume that this took place, and you can't tell. How many times we watch fights and the crowd's oohing and on, and the punches ain't even landing?
Oh, the punches ain't even landing. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I seen that happen. Yup.
Right. And just imagine if you're a judge sitting ringside and can't see, and you hear the crowd oohing and on, you're just going to, he doing something good over there. That can't work. You got to be able to see.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, the judges might need to get judged too damn near when they watching the fight.
Right.
They might need to have somebody watching them.
Right.
Like, he wasn't paying attention in the ninth round.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think they might need to be evaluated and they might need to be evaluated.
Right.
I think that might be something that need to happen too. Somebody else paying attention.
Right.
Or something like that.
And you know something else? How do the commentators all have monitors and the judges don't?
Right.
That don't even make sense.
Right.
The referees in all other sports have access to monitors for replays. The judges should have a monitor in front of them that
100%. Yup. Because I mean, they didn't add that to other sports, even having instant replays, and they should be able to have something to where they can watch. Okay, was this really a knockdown?
Right.
Like, oh no, this wasn't a knockdown, so I ain't gonna score the 10-8 round.
Right.
Yeah, that's
and they should have coaches access, meaning that they should be able to rewind it. You know what I mean? To go in slow motion in between the rounds while that minute.
They got a whole minute to do it.
Right. Yeah, you got a minute's time to go back to exactly what you're looking for to see if this was, was this a knockdown? Was this, you know what I mean? To get it right.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with getting it right. But go ahead, Kurt.
Mickey, how many fighters are you currently training or hope to be training with the young fighters you got in your stable coming up?
Right now I just stick to the few that I got, to be honest with you. Like I was saying, I kind of train different because I understand what it takes to get to the top. Like just from me being around Floyd for so many years, I understand the dynamic of how to get to the best of the best. It took full on 100% attention. So I train pretty much all my guys separately. A lot of guys train together. So a lot of times I'm in the gym 10 to 12 hours a day. And that's so now I got Devin Haney, Darren Cunningham, and I got Amari Jones. And I work with Truck a lot too. Truck still work with Calvin, but he come out here to me a lot, and we train as well. So so those four is really who I'm training right now. that's who my focus is around.
And Kurt, man, I watched Bay train, right? Man, it's a boxing geek's dream. You know what I mean? Like, he teaches as he trained. For y'all that didn't see him, y'all may not have seen. Well, y'all not privy to that, but I just sat and watched. Man, it's a beautiful thing, man, because he teaches every little thing why you did it. You know, not just you're not just doing something. He's telling you why you did it, which is a beautiful thing.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a killer in the game too. It ain't enough teachers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough teachers. See, a lot of guys nowadays, to me, I want to know the pedigree. Like, to me, you can't do this in no other sport. This is the only sport in the world where you could just walk into the game and say, I'm a trainer.
Right.
Like, I mean, it could be a street dude off the streets that just come in and got him some money and just jump in and, and be in the gym for a little bit. But to me, I wouldn't even be doing this if I didn't come, even though I done it, but I had some of the best teachers in history. Like, I've been up under Mayweather. The Mayweather's 20 years. I've been with Emmanuel Stewart. I worked with Tommy Rowland, who worked with Bill Miller. So my even my assistants worked with Archie Morris trainers and Henry Armstrong's son. And I got to, if you look at the top 5 to 10 fighters in history, that's where my knowledge base come from. So this don't come from me just making this up. I'm reciting and teaching my guys what I soaked in. But I think by me being young and me having fought recently, I understand the fighters as well, because it's another dynamic with the social media. So it's kind of got to be a balance, because old school dudes would be like, what the hell are you doing with all these phones and cameras? But now you kind of got to have that and do that. So I understand, and I can communicate with my guys really well, and I understand them separately. Everybody doesn't do the same thing well. Like, Darren might do one thing good, Devin might do these things good, and Truck, and Amari might do this good. So to me, you got to know how to train that specific fighter. But a lot of trainers nowadays, they all obviously watching Floyd and Roger Mayweather on YouTube, and they trying to steal what they doing on the mitts, which is way off. But they don't understand they don't see, I'm not going to say it, but it's a certain specific way you got to do things. And it's if you didn't come up under them, you shouldn't even be doing that. Like me, I came up under Big Floyd for 20 years. So I understand how it's supposed to be done. That's why I look a certain way when I do it. It almost look identical, because I'm blessed to be able to. It's harder to do it than to fight. It's hard to come as a fighter and hand the fighter the mitts and put them in the gym and tell them to coach. Is hard. It's a hard transition to make. But to me, I'm real selfless as a person, just in life. So I know, like, okay, when I'm with my guys, I want what's best for them, just 100% wholeheartedly. That means something too, as far as being a trainer and a teacher. You can't be an opportunist. Like, I look at, okay, I'm looking at short-term, mid-term, long-term, after boxing, my guys having their marbles. I look at every little thing when it comes to this, and I think about stuff I was missing. What was I missing in the gym? What was I missing in my era of fighting? What was I missing during training? Even being with great trainers, a lot of them were still missing things. So I could say, okay, as great as he was, he didn't do this or pay attention to that. So what I do is I make sure that I get that to my guys, and I'm real young still as a trainer. So, I mean, I'm just going to get better, and I got a great couple people that surround me helping, that's geniuses as well. So I'm just humble about it, man, and I'm just selfless, but I think that the trainers messing boxing up too. Like, you see guys that's just trying to train like Floyd and Roger. Roger probably crawling in his grave. Thank God he ain't alive. Because remember, he used to say people don't know shit about boxing.
Yeah.
Floyd Sr. a little different. He don't pay attention.
Right.
But Roger would have been like going off on people for trying to copy them too.
Right.
People might not want to admit it, but they the most mimic trainers in the history of boxing. But it's not. It looked good to the casual fan. It's not correct. If you didn't work with them, it might look flashy, but like when I'm doing it, it's not for flash. Yeah, it looked good, but you could see the difference when my guys fight, and it's a whole nother difference on how stuff is supposed to be specifically done. So it might look good to the general public, but at the same time, it's a certain specific way that Roger and Floyd did it. And I know that from working with them for so long. And then I got other dynamics too. But to me, by everybody trying to copy them, is killing the fighters because it just looked good for the trainer and looked good for social media, but it's not effective for most of these cats. So they not learning, they not being taught, like they not, that's why a lot of fighters now, it's crazy to me that's why Bernard Hopkins was able to beat a lot of young fighters at 50 years old. Because he learned from the old school claw. These dudes now just walk into a gym, think they can get in top shape and think because they tough that they can just win. But nah, they losing the art and the science of boxing.
Mickey, you took the words right out of. Okay,
let me get Marcus the Great Brother in Super Chat says, salute Blue, Kurt, and Mickey. I'm from Cleveland and wanted to ask Mickey where he grew up in Cleveland.
Oh, I'm from the streets, man. I'm from the heart of the hood, man. I'm from the east side, from up the way, in between 93rd and 116th, Dove Park.
And Mickey, you know about Quincy in 99?
Quincy, yeah. Yup, that ain't too far from me. Matter of fact, one of my gyms that I used to train at was off Quincy when I first started boxing.
Okay, yeah. I used to be over there when I was in Cleveland. I used to go to this place called the Mirage. I believe people call it the Waters.
Oh, yeah, that was in the flats, right? In downtown?
It's in the flats, yeah.
Yeah, it shut down.
And I used to be on Euclid Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
For a long time. Last time I went there was 2002.
Oh, man, yeah, I know you had a ball then. Yeah, it's cold. Mike Tyson used to always be there.
Yeah, I know Cleveland very well. But I want to get to this. Bernard Hopkins and James Toney were special because of their trainers. They had old school trainers. Tony had Bill Pops Miller, and Bernard had Bowie Fischer. And I feel that like trainers like Harry Wiley Sr., who taught Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali everything they knew, not Angelo Dundee, no disrespect to Angelo, but it was Harry Wiley Sr. and Eddie Futch and Emmanuel Stewart, who you came up under. I just feel, and this is not a knock on the young coaches like Derrick James and Buddy McGirt, but it's just that those trainers were special and they had those old school values.
That's exactly what it is, man. I'm a young dude with young skin with 100-year knowledge because of who I learned from. Like Floyd Sr., his teachers actually, they grew up together. Eddie Futch and his teachers was best friends, so they learned boxing together. Dale Williams, Eddie Futch, and it was another guy, I can't remember his name. But if you just look at that knowledge right there, and Floyd Sr. was just so much of a genius that he took what they taught him and he added his stuff, because Floyd is an artist. Like, he could draw real well and he sing and rap and all of that. He loved James Brown. Like, he loved James Brown more than anything in life, but he just real creative. So somehow he was a genius by, the way that he taught. And then he taught his younger brother, who was Roger. And, even their youngest brother, Jeff, and Emmanuel Stewart, I actually trained with other guys that he was around. He had a team, a crew around him at the Kronk Gym with a lot of trainers that can train. So it was all, I love the old school, man. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be training. I wouldn't have done what you saw. I'm sure you'll see even more when you come out, but that's everything I'm doing came from that. It ain't nothing that I made up. Like everybody else is just clicking on YouTube and saying, okay, let me pause it. Come here, let me grab the mix. All right, he did this. All right, let me unpause it. No, it ain't. I never had to watch that because is sponged in my brain. I work with these people, so I think that's what I think that's why my fighters enjoy working with me, and me being younger, I can keep up with them because this is a taxing job. It's hard, like it take a lot. It take a lot out of you, and even as far as like with Devin, his dad is real smart. Like he, like me and him joint forces. He's a great businessman. He been around boxing, and he been around the great trainers for a long time. But we still partner up and work with each other. A lot of guys like Devin. I met him when he was first started boxing. He was working with the Mayweathers like when he was little, like 8. So he been getting that game since he was young, and my other fighter as well, Darren Cunningham. So they was getting it anyway. But by me being younger, I think that's another advantage that you don't. The knowledge that I got is gone now. Most of the guys are either dead or they too old to really teach it, or they forgot. But I got a couple assistants that's excellent. That y'all will probably be seeing soon that I'm working with. Like I say, I wouldn't be working with them if they didn't come. They came up under Henry Armstrong's camp, Archie Moore's camp. That's where my respect come from. It ain't no copying. They bring in other elements to the game. Okay, man, did you see that? We can put our heads together. And to me, I'm damn near thinking about starting something up. I ain't even gonna say it out loud. I'll tell y'all off camera to kind of get to the bottom of that. But I think these new school trainers, no offense to them, but a lot of them killing the fight. They killing it because they all trying to train like Roger and Floyd, and they don't know what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing to me.
Well, I want to say this. I ain't gonna name no names, but as a trainer, and all his fighters been losing. His fighter Ramirez lost to Josh Taylor. Then he had another fighter start with a T, Tanzanara or something like that. He was on the undercard. He lost, and then his brother lost to Earl Spence. That's all I'm gonna say. All his fighters got slow feet, and they fight one way. I ain't gonna say no names. They all and if Virgil Ortiz get in the ring with Boots, he's gonna lose because they fight the same way. I ain't gonna say no names.
Wait, you said if who fight Boots?
Virgil Ortiz, because they all fight the same way. Overly aggressive. They don't give feints. Then no defense. He was getting hit by Maurice Hooker, and he might have it tough against Kavalovskis. That's not an easy fight for Virgil Ortiz because they come from a culture where offense is everything and defense is illegal. That's my opinion.
Now, this is why I love my favorite eras in boxing is the 40s, 50s, 80s, and early 90s. I don't even watch much boxing today, believe it or not, unless it's somebody I really like or it's a good matchup. But see, they all had teachers. Like boxing wasn't a race thing. They all knew how to box and do everything most of the time. Like, I mean, you seen, like to me, Oscar De La Hoya better than most of the Mexican fighters now. No matter what they want to say, he was slick. He could do it all, but he fought better competition. See, nowadays people think you got to be a certain race to fight a certain way, which is not true. You got some guys that's Mexican that can box, some guys is black that can bang, and that's a slugger. You got to take what they can do. You can't train everybody the same. You got to know how to take their strengths. And I mean, it's a lot of things. I ain't even gonna give it away because trainers steal, so people steal so much. But I'm gonna just say this: Robert is a good trainer, but you got to look at who you got around you too. If you got assistants and they all do the same thing, how you gonna switch it up? You might get outbanged. Then what?
No adjustments.
Yeah, with me, all my guys know how to fight on the fly. Like me coming up under Mayweather, I learned how to adjust in the ring. That's why Floyd couldn't be beat because he learned the system that it wasn't a one-dimensional thing. He can do so many different things, and that's how the old school fighters were. Like when you look at Ray Robinson and Jersey Joe Walcott, and even when you looked at the Rocky Marcianos and Joe Lewis's, if you look, they still had skills. Even George Foreman was a slugger, but he did it in the skillful way. Like they was more methodical. Like even Triple G to me could fight. He like a banger, but he got skills though with it. Like he not just coming in. Triple G is like an old school fighter to me. Like to make an example with the Robert Garcia comparison. I mean, I said his name, but like, to make an example, like so I do think Robert is a good trainer, but like I say, Triple G, he's a banger, but he can fight. He got skills because he's still not just coming at you like a bull. He still know how to he know how to set you up. Like if that's the case, he beat Canelo the first fight. If that's the case, how will he be able to get Canelo, who's a good boxer, that good of a fight both times? That's because he like a Jake LaMotta kind of fighter, like a one of them type dudes, like a Jake LaMotta. He kind of remind me of one of them white boys. Like we could keep it real, like this. We talking real shit on this channel. So
right.
To me, that's wrong. Nowadays, people think your race got to fit the way you fight, and that ain't true. Because Triple G is a dog, but he fight more like one of them dudes from the 50s.
Yeah, he's calculated. He
calculated with it. Nowadays, dudes think, oh, I'm gonna get in shape and just bull in. That ain't, to me, the dude, what's his name that fought the 130 pounders that fought. If you couldn't see that knockout coming from a mile away.
Oh, you talking about Burchell and
I'm like, man, I can't believe he fighting like this. Like he running in like a beginner.
Right.
I mean, I ain't knocking him. I'm just making an example because dude can fight. I seen him fight enough to where I know he a dog but guess what? You didn't see dudes doing stuff like that in the 80s, 70s, 50s, 60s because I don't know who trained him. I'm not knocking him because it ain't always fault. Sometimes you just can't beat a guy or you have a bad night and you can lose. But the way that he was fighting, it was like, is this dude like, what is he running in like it's football? And you fighting the dude, if you know the Eddie Reynoso cat, they all pretty much do the same thing every fight. You know they trying to counter with a hook or land an uppercut. They kind of all do the same thing, like, because you can even tell that Eddie Reynoso is a great trainer, but he learned a lot from watching the Mayweathers and Roger. See, I've been with them, so I can look and tell who you've been watching. Now, you got dudes like Nacho Bernstein, to me, one of the best trainers ever from Mexico.
He's so underrated, man.
Man, listen, one of my favorite fighters is Ricardo Lopez in history. I got him in my top 10. Like you didn't see Nacho trying to train like Floyd or Cus D'Amato. Imagine today seeing everybody trying to do the peekaboo style.
Right.
Think about how that'd look.
Right.
So to me, it's like y'all don't got no pride, but y'all obviously trying to copy Floyd and Roger, but y'all so addicted to getting social media views that y'all literally just gonna keep trying to steal what you think but it's totally different than you think. And it look a certain way, but it's totally different when you work directly with them for.
Now let me ask y'all what y'all think about Max Kellerman saying that Manny Pacquiao beat Errol Spence. He's now better than Sugar Ray Robinson.
Whoa.
He said that?
Yeah, he said that on Friday.
Whoa.
He just said that on Friday. When he said it,
you could go first.
And when he said it, I swear I was driving and listening.
Whoa.
And when he said it, I'm like, what?
Yeah, you could go first.
He's better than Sugar Ray Robinson.
Man, listen. You couldn't even have put them in there. And I love Manny Pacquiao, man. I ain't gonna lie. He got one of the biggest hearts in the history of boxing. I mean, this dude, you got to save him from himself almost. He'd probably fight Canelo if you let him.
Right.
He is an excellent fighter, but he wouldn't even be in the same ring as a Sugar Ray Robinson. Like, I mean, it's just night and day. But man, he is an animal. But if anything, he could be comparing it more to Floyd or something like that. Like, okay, he beat Earl. You can kind of compare that a little bit more. Like, even though I still think Floyd is a better skilled fighter, but I think that he might have better wins than Floyd if he was to beat Earl. But I mean, Floyd is still, Floyd is a harder fighter to beat to me.
Mm-hmm.
But Ray Robinson, he
I swear when he said that, I swear. What you think, Kurt? I know you gonna get
Sugar Ray Robinson is my dude, man. Listen. We never got to see on film the best Sugar Ray Robinson when he was a welterweight.
Yeah.
From 1940 to 1950, he had a record of 129 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 85 knockouts. And power, speed, never been seen before. All the historians, Bill Gallo, Burt Sugar, Art Rush Jr., who's my favorite boxing historian, all said they was there. All said he's the best fighter ever. I love Manny Pacquiao. Absolutely, Mickey. I love Manny, but he's no way, shape, or form near Sugar Ray Robinson. Manny is not on that level. He's not even, to me, my own opinion, y'all could disagree, he's not on Floyd's level. They fought. Floyd controlled the whole fight easy. But if he beats, say, Earl Spence, and they do this to all our fighters because they try to do it with Lomachenko, they're going to try to put Manny past Robinson, Ali, Henry Armstrong, like they tried to do with Lomachenko. But since Lomachenko got 2 losses in 16 fights, 14-2, they can't do that anymore. But they still trying to propel Manny past the greats, and he's not on that level. And I love Manny. He's been great, but he's nowhere near Sugar Ray Robinson.
Nah, you can't compare. One of my trainers on my team, he made a good valid statement to me. He said, Mick, man, you can't compare 12-round fighters to 15-round fighters. And I'm like, damn, you know what? You kind of right. Even though it ain't like the fighters now couldn't have fought 15 rounds, because at one point it was 20-something rounds, and one point it was no rounds. It was no holds bars. But when I thought about that and thought about it was only 8 weight classes, it wasn't all of these weight classes like now. You can't compare that. You can't. To me, we got to start saying who's the best fighter from the 80s to now and before that, because all of my best fighters are fought in the 50s and 60s and 40s. You got a couple in there to me that you could, that you can stick in there. But for the most part, it was only 8 weight classes. So you had to do like Henry Armstrong, putting weights in his pants to fight 147 and 160 and going back down and winning and fighting anybody. And it was only 1 belt. It wasn't no ducking and all of these interim champs and dudes skipping the weight to. So to me, you really can't compare the old school cats. Now I give Manny this. He remind me more of one of the throwback fighters than probably anybody, damn near anybody in the last 10, 20 years, because he'll fight anybody. He not scared to lose. Fighters now want to try to copy Floyd and they want their donuts so bad that they avoid fighters. Like Pacquiao with, like, literally, if the world wanted to see him fight Canelo, I bet money he'd do it. Mm-hmm. If Canelo said I could make 160, I bet money he'd fight Canelo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it ain't too many people that's doing that, so I give Manny that. But nah, you can't compare him to even the Sugar Ray Leonards and the Hearns. Them welterweights was different. Like the Leonards and the Hearns and the people like that. That was a whole nother era. Mm-hmm. So we don't even got to go back to Ray Robinson. We can go to the 80s, and we could look at contender. We could look at Donald Curry's and go to 54 and look at Mike McCallum's. And you can't put, to me, them dudes would have beat all of the super middleweights and middleweights. Mike McCallum, somebody was debating me the other day because I said Mike McCallum would have beat Canelo. Like, to me, he would have. Canelo is a real good fighter, but I just think he fighting at a time to where it's not a lot of competition. Floyd beat him easy. Floyd was 37 years old, I think, at the time. Mm-hmm. So you could say, he was young, but he was fighting the older Floyd Mayweather. The younger Floyd the easier it would have been. Floyd beat him easy to the point to where he using Floyd's style against every fighter that he fight. And this is a Canelo fan. I like Canelo, but I'm just saying that you can't compare that era with this era because if you put the matchups together, it's almost mismatches.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
mismatches
agree.
much.
Abdul Anwar, brother in Super Chat, he said Max needs to check himself in somewhere. Too many bids. Yeah, I was like, huh?
Max different. Max was different back in the day. When he got on HBO, he became a different dude. He compromised. So Max, I'm surprised he would say something like that.
Yeah, when he said Sugar Ray, when he said Sugar Ray, I'm thinking he gonna say Leonard. When he said Sugar Ray Robinson, I mean Sugar Ray Leonard to me is like, what are we talking about? But
Oh,
when he
yeah.
said Sugar Ray Robinson, I'm like, come on, Max, stop it.
Yeah. I don't know if they just told him to say that to sell it or what, but Max is smarter than that. He don't possibly think that. They must have gave him some notes and just said, man, say this so we could sell the fight. Max is way sharper than that.
Yeah. Speaking of those fights, before we let you get out of here, what you think about Sean Porter, Terence Crawford?
Man, it's awkward to me because I messed with both of them. You know, Sean, we from the same hometown, and me and Terence is real tight. I think it's a great matchup, man. I think it's probably the style contrast make for a great fight because Sean got an unorthodox kind of style, and you know he gonna bring it. It's only one Sean Porter. He gonna fight like a dog. I mean, that's how he been since he was 8 years old. So, and then you got somebody like Crawford who could possibly, that style, he could possibly clip Porter, but Porter could possibly overwhelm him. So it's one of them things to where timing versus pressure, volume punching versus you got pressure and volume punching versus the counter puncher, the boxer puncher, that's a counter puncher. They got good timing that can try to catch Porter on the way in. But at the same time, Shine gave Earl a harder fight than everybody thought. I was there front row, and that fight damn near could have went either way. It could have went Shine's way for sure. So I think it's a great fight, man. It's a fight that I would pay to see.
I feel like, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's the most unpredictable fight of this year.
It kind of is because Terence been getting a lot of knockouts lately, huh? Like if you,
his last 6 fights
too much. So to me, if he let Sean creep in them late rounds, it's no telling how the scorecards might go. Because Sean can make a fight ugly. He a strong dude. Like like I spar with him a lot as well. Even though I'm lighter than Terence, but Sean is like physically strong. He real physical. So, but at the same time, Terence can punch. Like I worked with him a little bit when I was in Atlanta. You know, I got a chance to feel his power, you know, working with him. And I felt it on the mix. Like, and I said, oh, damn, no wonder he putting these dudes up out of here. Because he had big gloves on and I'm like, okay, damn, no wonder. Because he got some heat. It's a different kind of power. Like it's sharp and it's snappy. And but Terence is mean and he a dog. So, and one thing about Terence is he don't really get off of his game too much. He always confident that he gonna catch you sooner or later. But the question is, can Sean avoid that? Because when you watch Terence, it's like, okay, all right, yeah, you it look like you hanging in there now. Boom. Next thing you know, the dude on the canvas.
Right.
With Porter, can he stay away from that?
Right.
Because Porter not the best defensive fighter. He take kind of a lot of shots. His defense is more his offense. He got good feet and he kind of know how to use angles, but he comes straight to you and he can take a punch. So my thing is, will Terence start earlier than he usually start, or will he let Sean get up on the scorecards to the point to where he don't knock him out? And it's like, so it's unpredictable, man. I think it's a real good matchup. If I was just a boxing fan and I wasn't even in the game, I would pay $100 or $80 or whatever to see the fight.
Right. It's just a friendly fight.
Yup. It's more. To me, it's more of like, what's the outcome going to be?
Right.
Because Terence, if I ain't mistaken, I haven't seen him go the distance in a long time.
Yeah, it's like 6 fights in all knockouts.
Yeah. So my thing is like, okay, how would that go if it go 12 against a volume puncher like Sean? And how would it go on Sean's end with a good counter puncher like that can punch? Like, where if he puts you down, what'll happen. So it's kind of like I think, whoever having the best night. But of course, the clear winner you would look at it as Terence.
Mm-hmm.
But Sean could make it ugly. Like Sean coming to fight. So that's a great fight.
I want to ask him about a fight, Blue, before he go. Mm-hmm. This is the fight I'm really looking forward to. Stephen Fulton versus Brandon Figueroa.
Oh yeah, man, that's a real good fight. And my guy Darren Cunningham is that weight. So next year we definitely want to be in the mix on those kind of fights. But man, you know what? I was just talking about that the other day in the gym.
But I say this, Mickey. Stephen Fulton, I got a feeling Fulton is going to fight Brandon's fight and lose. Yeah, I got a feeling. I'm rooting for Fulton heart-wise because I like cool boy Steph. But if he fights Brandon like he did Angelo Leo, he's going to lose. He can't fight him like that.
He can't do that. No, he can't do that. Brandon is 5'10", 5'11". He throw a million punches. Steven is the better skilled fighter. He the better skilled fighter, but he a lot smaller, and he don't throw a lot of punches. I think if he don't hurt the guy Brandon Figueroa, it's gonna be a real close fight because you got to have something to keep that dude off, or I don't think you could really train for it. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard to expect what he gonna bring to you. He come from every angle. He got long arms, but Steve is Fulton is the better fighter. But I got it a 60-40 fight. I got Fulton 60 and Brandon 40.
We got Bruce Clark in the super chat. Great fight, 50-50. But now Bud can get that name on his resume for sure.
Well, I'm going to be honest, man. People underrate the names that Bud got on his resume.
Mm-hmm.
He might not have it at welterweight, but think about it. All right, he beat Gamboa. And I'm going to be missing some. Y'all will probably have to help me. He stopped Amir. I don't care what nobody say. It's still a name. He stopped Amir. He beat the one guy that fought Pete Lamont. He didn't have to fight. See, I'm telling people from a real box office perspective. That guy that he fought was tough. That Dominican, the gold
Diaz.
Oh yeah, Felix Diaz. Yeah.
At the time that he fought Terence, he could fight. He beat him. He beat even dude could fight. Benavidez's brother,
Jose Benavidez. He was
people don't realize that. Man, that dude could fight. Like that fight was kind of close before he knocked him out.
Yeah.
All right, he could fight.
Postal.
Victor Postal.
And look at the fashion he beat him in. Didn't he? Did he stop him or he beat him by
he dropped him twice.
All right, he dropped him twice. He beat him. He beat the kid that y'all just said fighting Virgil Ortiz.
Oh yeah,
Kavalauskas.
Igor Kavalauskas.
Who else did he fight it for? He won every belt. So
yeah, Ndongo, Thomas Delorme.
All right, he beat Delorme in good fashion. He beat even Lundy.
Mm-hmm. Lundy.
See, here's the thing. Like I was saying earlier, it's still about how he beat these guys. It's still about how he beat them. So at the end of the day, these is guys that he dispatched. He didn't just beat them; he knocked them out. So you got to consider that too. Now, if he had rocky fights with a couple of them, but my thing is like Terence been running through dudes. Like I still put him over Canelo.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
That might be controversial, but to me, I want to see Canelo fight Benavidez. That's the real matchup.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something Canelo and his team knows that.
What you think about that fight, Benavidez and Canelo?
I think it's 55-45. I get Canelo the slight edge, but he knows Canelo is a smart fighter. He know that's his hardest fight.
You know something? Kurt always says this. Tell him what you say, Kurt. Fighters know They know.
But listen, Canelo never called him out. He came early on and said he didn't want to fight another Mexican because he see him coming. Think about it. You got to do the 6'3". He got heart and he got dog in him. He young, he fast, he's strong. He got time and he could counter. So most of the time with Canelo, he been fighting I'm not saying he's not an excellent fighter because he is, but if you just look, Canelo kind of like rely on certain things that might not work on Benavidez, like waiting for a dude, get him in the late rounds and wait for that counter. He bigger, he's strong, he can fight, he fast, he can throw combinations, he a dog, he's a young guy. He believe in himself. Why didn't we hear him call him out?
Mm-hmm.
He gonna go up to 75 after this and fight other people just so you can't say, oh, why you not fighting Benavidez? I hate that Benavidez lost his title to the scale because he would have been forced to fight him or just move out the way. But that's the fight right there, like, to me.
And you know what, babe? That rule, I don't like that rule. I think it should just be a fine.
Yeah, man, it was only a pound or they shouldn't have.
Yeah, it should just be a fine.
It was quarantine and all of that. It's harder to move weight. It ain't no gym. You got to stay in the room.
Right.
So my thing is,
I think it should just be, listen, you don't wait, mate. You broke the rules or whatever. Now you got to pay a stiff fine.
Right.
Like losing a belt? Like what does
listen. And another thing, people nowadays to me don't understand matchups. They like you will hear, like now you hear people talking about Plant, right? And Plant is a good fighter. He in Vegas, he live in Vegas as well. Like, I'm glad he got to fight. And but Caleb didn't really fight somebody to show that he can hang in. Like, Caleb got talent, but I would have rather have seen Caleb fight at least Benavidez first, and then the winner fight of him or one of them fight, or him fight Andre Demetrius. But see, people don't know, they get fooled easy nowadays to where people get let off the hook by when soon as somebody say this fight is good and the fighter got a 0, they automatically think it's going to be competitive, and that ain't the case. You got to look at who the dude fought in the past and wonder why they look the way they look because of their opposition.
Mm-hmm.
Manny Pacquiao got 7 losses?
Mm-hmm. 7 losses, 2 draws.
Now look how good he is. To me, he's still in the top pound for pound list to me.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I just cringe sometimes hearing these matchups. Like, if you could give me a fighter and I could put him right now with the best matchup for him off the top of my head. And if the fighter here, they're going to say, damn, how he know? That's who I'm looking at as my biggest threat. Because fighters do know. Like me, I can easily see, like, okay, this dude to get him the hardest fight. But the fans get fooled by a promoter coming out and saying, oh, we might do this one next. It's like, man, y'all naming mismatches. Like, this ain't like, it can always be an upset, but that's like a shot in the dark. But as far as matchups, man, it got to be matches like Fulton and Figueroa, Benavidez versus Canelo, or Canelo versus I ain't saying Plant don't got a chance. I'm just saying I think Benavidez fought more opposition to where you would look at that as a more competitive fight. I mean, it could be a good fight, and who knows, but just as far as like you don't fight a top fighter like that without being really proven and just thinking it's going to be a good fight. With Sean Porter and Terence, what you get.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying, oh, maybe it's going to be a good fight because he undefeated and he beat. Yeah, they can be undefeated against a bunch of tomato cans.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo not undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is he took the risk and he fought Floyd. He got the L, but it made him better. He haven't lost since. I'm gonna tell you who else to beat him.
And he got 2 draws.
I don't want to be selfish because this is my boy, and I know he's chilling. Andre Ward to come back and beat him easy.
Oh, I feel like that too.
I don't even want to because he's chilling with his family, and I don't even want to like take him out to retirement mode. But
I'm trying to get him up out of that retirement and make that happen.
He will beat him, man. Listen, Man, listen, I'm gonna say this. If Andre Ward want to, he could probably win a heavyweight title. I seen him in the ring with heavyweights. They hated sparring with him. I heard heavyweights complain, like, man, he too fast. Because Andre Ward is like a featherweight in the light heavyweight body. Fast, got a ton of energy. I mean, he could run like a deer. It's just certain fights, man. People just don't know who. I mean, they name these matches, and I'm like to me, all right, Shakur, like the best match out there for him, even though they different weights, the best fight for him is either Tank or Lomachenko. I'm talking about it. If you saying who would you not bet Shakur against? I'll put any amount of money these other guys y'all naming, like even the dude that beat Belcher. That's still a good fight, but that dude ain't gonna be able to. He not even gonna want to fight
Shakur. Yeah.
Now Lomachenko, I ain't sure if Tank gonna be able to make 30 no more. To me, Lomachenko and Shakur is a 50-50 fight. That's something I love to see is a fight like that, or a fight like Gary Russell. But Gary just been fucking talking. It's my hold on.
We got brother Marky Dan 123 in the super chat. He says, "Salute. What was your opinion on Charlo versus Castano?"
You know what, man? I caught it late. Everybody was saying dude won, but I mean I caught it late, so I can't really say.
I thought Castano won 7-5.
That's what everybody told me, yo.
Yeah.
I figured if it was a draw in his hometown, and who knows.
7-5. But the judge had it 117, 111, 9 rounds of 3. Amazing. He missed a good fight.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, that's just
you missed a good fight, man.
Yeah, it ain't even a point to have a rematch when you hear that kind of score. I mean, dude might as well just walk away with the draw and just leave that alone.
Right. That was
because the next time it might be a little closer. I mean, that's kind of discouraging to have to go back and fight when you hear that kind of scorecard.
Right. My brother Abdul Anwar in the super chat, he said, Mick, Boo Boo Andre versus Canelo, your thoughts? Canelo appears to have a degree of difficulty with slick southpaws. Your thoughts? I like Boo Boo Andre.
Yeah, I like Boo Boo. My only problem is his level of competition been low for so long that he might fall asleep and get caught by Canelo.
That's what Kurt say all the time. Kurt.
Oh yeah, man. His I seen his last fight, man, and he fell asleep and dude called him and had me nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had me nervous, man. I'm like, damn, I don't know about that fight. I thought a couple years ago. You know what? I like to see Triple G versus Boo Boo.
Andre. Me too.
I want to see him take some of them shots.
Yeah.
Because to me, people sleeping on Triple G.
I really want to see Jamal Charlo and Andre right now. Because they both look vulnerable in their last fights.
Yeah, I think Triple G might. Yeah, I think Triple G would be a hard go for either one of them.
Right.
Because Triple G gonna bring. See, that's why I say Triple G. He hungry. You can't fall asleep fighting a guy like that. Because he could punch and he know what he doing in the ring. So you're not gonna get by off just athleticism. Like Boo Boo, that's my man, and he's an excellent fighter, but not fighting that low level of competition for 5-6 years just ain't good.
Right.
Like
I can't always say that.
I can't remember a guy's name that he fought.
Liam Williams.
And he was like, I mean, imagine what Triple G would do to Liam Williams.
Right.
I mean, Triple G would put him on the stretcher.
Right.
And Canelo. So I think that he just need better opposition. He need to fight Charlo or Benavidez even. I mean, he need to fight one of them.
Now you being a southpaw, another big fight, Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao. How you see that fight?
How do I see that fight?
Yeah.
Man, Manny's so unpredictable. That dude is. He one of the hungriest fighters. He one of the hungriest fighters I ever seen fight that hungry for this long. He coming to each fight like he fighting for the belt for the first time. I got it a 50-50 fight. I got it a draw. I got to fight a draw.
Now, what your like? Both of them being southpaws eliminate the advantages. So, what's the key now?
I think that Earl, his advantage. I got to see Earl because to me, his last fight, it could have been because of the layoff. But to me, he looked different. I don't know if it was I'm hoping it was just the layoff. Can you bring me the charger, please, to the computer?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna be real. I didn't see that version beating Manny. Like if it was that same version versus Manny, I didn't see him beating him. And Earl's my man. Like I'm rooting for him. I'm just being real. You can't see that's the thing too with boxing. It's hard because we be knowing people personally, and you don't want to lose a friendship. But this is just real. Before that, yeah, I see him beating Manny because he a monster. I seen him in there with Floyd fucking 50 times and giving him good work. So when he was a kid, so that fight.
He said he was only 80% of himself in that fight.
Now, with that being said, I got more faith that he can edge it out. But how do you train for Manny? Who you sparring that got that much speed, that much experience, that much power, and that's unpredictable? Like to me, Manny is one of them dudes. Like, and this me hearing people that been in there with him that fought him and sparred him. He harder than he looked. So I think Earl's advantage is size, youth. And
Are you sparring Manny?
No, I never sparred Manny.
Okay.
I think Earl's advantages is his youth, his size, and his timing. Because he could catch Manny in between some of them shots. And Manny don't pay attention after he come with his onslaught. He don't pay attention to his defense after he finished punching. He see Manny offense is his defense. Cause he know like if I catch you with one of these, you're gonna be hurt or it's over with. So Manny throw a 4 or 5 punch combination, knowing that if one of these land, I'm gonna sting you, no matter who it is. If you a human and Manny hits you, Manny damn near hurt everybody he fought, including Floyd. He even buzzed Floyd a couple times. So and Floyd is hard as hell to hit. So to me, Earl got the advantage on youth, size, and timing, and his body shots. Because Manny don't really people. It's hard to get to Manny's body, but I could tell he don't really like body shots.
Mm-hmm.
Because even fights that he was winning, I paid attention to how he looked when he got hit to the body, even with Margarito. As bad as
he does this weird.
He don't like the body.
Yeah, it's like a cringe. Yeah,
it's hard to risk going down there with him because he'd come over the top. Now, Manny's advantages to me is his experience, his speed, and his footwork. Earl don't got the best footwork. Earl Spence kind of he don't move a lot. His footwork. So I think that Pacquiao got some of the best footwork in boxing. Because that's really his defense. His footwork is his defense. Manny don't have good defense at all, like head movement or reflexes. He rely on his offense and his feet. Those his two things: speed, combinations, and my feet. So if he get off and he get out of there, Earl gonna have a problem because Earl don't move fast.
Mm-hmm.
So Earl gotta just be ready to counter because he not gonna let Earl set up. Because he's so fast that he can get off forward and he could sidestep good to where Earl used to do being in front of him. Manny don't be in front of you. After he come out kind of easy to hit, but at the same time, he use angles. But on the flip side, I don't know if he ever fought somebody that hit as hard as Earl Spence. And Earl is bigger than he looked on TV. And then what they got him listed at.
Mm-hmm.
Like you probably know from seeing him in person, he every bit of 5'11".
Right.
And it's a big dude. Like he looked like he could probably be a football player. Like, he's not Earl is not as small as people think.
Right.
When you see him, it's like, damn, this dude like a damn middleweight.
Right.
And Manny is little. Like, he got some thick legs and he kind of thick, but he real small. But Damn, I'm excited for that fight. That's a hell of a fight. I got it. I get Earl the edge 55-45, but I think it's gonna be a draw.
Yeah, that's a great fight. I can't wait to see that fight.
Yeah, me either. Yup, that's gonna be a real good fight.
And I think the key is Errol's jab.
Yup, that too. Yup, and Earl got a great jab, and Earl's a good basic fighter. He used the bait, and him and his trainer, you could tell, got great chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Like they got real good chemistry. Earl's a dog, man. He could stand up. Like I seen that. I started liking him when I first seen him box Floyd. I didn't really know him at the time. When I seen him spar with Floyd, and I saw every session, and I seen that he didn't fold, even like because it's with Floyd, a lot of people freeze up, like because it's Floyd Mayweather, and you in this gym, and he got all the people cheering for him. Earl liked it. He was like, man, it's he was in there. So, Earl's a monster, man. He can't hurt Manny though. I can't say that. Like he got a chance to stop Manny though for sure.
What's it like being in there with Floyd, man?
What, in the ring?
Yeah. Because everybody say we know he sparred different than he fight.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Hey, if Showtime could film the sparring, he'd probably be one of the most action-packed fighters in boxing. Because Floyd go for the knockouts in sparring, he throw more punches. But the thing is like people accepted Floyd just winning and putting on just painting this masterpiece of boxing. He know he don't have to risk. It's easier to get knocked out if you keep going for the knockout. So look at when he fought Mosley, when he set in and tried to kind of trade, look what happened. Mm-hmm. So Floyd know all he got to do is get the victory. He going to get it the smart way without getting hit or without taking the risk trying to knock you out and him getting clipped. Like with Madonna a couple times, he traded and he got hurt. So no, with Floyd and sparring, I could say this about Floyd. Like you could debate that he not the best fighter ever, but he the smartest fighter that I ever seen, especially in person by far. Like he real smart. Like, man, it's like the boxing ring is like it's like one of his best friends told him before, like this when Floyd was young, when I first met him and stuff like that. Like, man, the ring, you see that ring right there? He like, you see that baby right there? The way he loved that playground and he comfortable in the playground, that's Floyd in the ring. And I ain't never forget that. And when I watch him, I'm like, that's literally Floyd more at home in the ring than anywhere else. He more uncomfortable outside the ring than he is in the ring, if that make any sense.
Wow, man.
And I ain't never see a fighter like that. He put so much pressure on himself to get to where he got that he more comfortable in the ring than out the ring. So when he get in there, you see him happy. He bouncing around and he like a kid again. Like, he gonna find a way. Like he know immediately what to do to you. And he in great shape. His conditioning is like on a whole nother level. Like he just know himself and he know his body and his advantages that he had his dad in Rogers since he was an infant. His dad was teaching him in the crib. He told me that he used to grab his hands when he was 3 months old, 2 months old, and was throwing combinations while he couldn't even walk. He had him throwing combinations, literally grabbing his hands, throwing combinations, doing the shoulder roll, defense, all of that. He was doing this in the crib, literally.
Wow.
So for him having them kind of teachers since the infant is an advantage as well.
Right. He don't know nothing. He don't know nothing else.
He don't know nothing else, man. That's it. Floyd is a great boxer, man. He might do everything else almost average.
Right.
He do boxing perfect, and he trained hard as hell, and he super focused.
Man. Skills from New Orleans, brother in the super chat said Earl gonna do what Pac did to De La Hoya.
Nah, Manny not even letting that. He not even sitting there for that. Number one, De La Hoya was weak from squeezing down to that weight. You ain't never seen Manny go out like that. Manny gonna go out on his shield before he just block and just let you beat up on him. Nah, that ain't happening. Mm-hmm. Earl gotta take this from him. He gotta hurt him and really show him, or he gonna try to hurt Spence. Manny, one of them fighters, is never gonna let up off the gas unless you knock him out.
Right. Go ahead, Kurt. What you got for him before we let him get up out of here?
Oh man, I could talk boxing with Mickey Bay all night, man.
Yeah, me too, Kurt.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start having to come on. I'm gonna start having to come on the regular, man. I like this podcast, man. We get it flowing kind of naturally.
Yeah, it's a natural fit because we know the sport of boxing, and you know what I mean. We keep it. We not delusional. You know
y'all do. Y'all definitely know the sport.
But I want to tell Mickey that I did a project a couple of weeks ago with the fellow historian Scrapbook Boxing. Go to that channel. Me and him did the greatest 150 black fighters in the last 100 years. That's a project that we did, and I want you to check it out. For 1 to 150, greatest black fighters ever.
That's interesting to even have that many. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check it out.
Yeah, man, Kurt, man, you got to see in the gym, man. I enjoy just sitting in the gym watching them train, man.
Wait till you come back. Oh, it's gonna be even better when you come back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, man. It's gonna be way better, man. I'll let you see the whole in outside the ring and let you see what they do out the gym, all of that.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Yeah,
I'll be back for the Errol Spence Pacquiao fight.
Good. Yeah, you come out. I'm sure everybody will be in full swing. I got to get my guys on this podcast too.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime.
Yeah, I definitely got to get them on here. They all watch it. Matter of fact, one of my assistant trainers that helped me out, he actually from Cleveland as well. He was actually a legend, but he did a life sentence.
Mm-hmm.
They was trying to get him out to actually fight Marvin Hagler.
Wow.
Yeah, my guy, Honey Boy, Honey Cook out of Cleveland. He got out and was working with Team Tyson.
Okay.
And then he was working with Floyd Mayweather Sr. As my assistant when I first started training with Floyd Sr. He was Floyd's assistant trainer. So, but he matter of fact, I came in the gym the other day. He looking on the phone watching Blue Blood.
Oh wow, man!
Yeah, he's like one of them dudes that don't watch TV, the internet, or nothing.
Right.
So when I walk in, I'm see what he looking at. He looking at that. I'm like, that's my man right there. Like, I'm supposed to be on there Monday. Yeah. But he watched Blue Blood all the time.
Oh man, that's love. You see that, Kurt, man?
Yup. Yeah. He don't mess with him. He don't watch TV or none of that. Real old school cat. You talk
about Johnny Bratton, right?
Huh?
You didn't talk about Johnny Bratton, right?
No, Wilson, Honey Boy Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually fought when he got out, but he was older. He did a life sentence, but he got out and fought. But he came up under his trainers used to work with Archie Moore and all of them cats. Yes, but he also worked with Big Floyd and everything too. When I first came out to Vegas, he was with Team Tyson, then he was with Floyd Mayweather Sr. for a long time as well.
Before I let you go, one more. Tyson Fury Deontay. I know me and you talk about this behind the scenes, but
honestly, I'm probably more I think he'd have beat him in August, obviously. We don't know why they really, man, come on, all the COVID stuff. I don't know about that, but
yeah.
Man, that shit, I don't know, man. I know that Tyson better come on his A game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know he better come on his A game because, man, Wilder looked better and he looked happier just from the outside looking in. Like, people can underestimate Malik, but don't underestimate the fact that he did it on a high level and he young and that's his boy and he care about him.
Mm-hmm.
I know the difference because that's how I feel about my fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, them like my nephews or little brothers. So I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see them get hurt or anybody could lose one day, but I don't want my whole spirit and heart is into this when it comes to them. That's why I don't train nobody else. Because it's different to me. Like I can't just do it as a business. Like it ain't just about the money. I care about these cats too. So it's like, I want to make them the best version of themselves. So I've never seen nobody pull it out of Wilder from the outside looking in. It looked like they're having fun. He did it. He was a heavyweight. He fast and he slick. He can demonstrate what he want him to do. And he could probably nudge him too, like, come on, Wilder, quit bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Wilder, some dudes make that kind of money. they trainers can't tell them, man, get up out the bed or do this and do that, or they don't know how to tell them. But it's a difference when you got a dude that's a little closer, that you closer with, that's kind of like understand even from a cultural aspect. They listen to the same music, all of that kind of stuff matter.
Right.
I think that's why my fighters is close with me. Like I understand them. Like, you know, I understand, you know, even though they're younger, I was there not too long ago.
Right.
I can look at him and tell, okay, he tired. He need to wind down today.
Mm-hmm.
Or today he need to pick it up. Or damn, I could tell something wrong with him. It's something on his mind. And then I think that's what kind of relationship from the outside looking in that Wilder and what's his name? Malik Scott. I think that they got great chemistry, man. And look, I mean, to me, he looked alive. Like if he could bring it into the ring,
he looked rejuvenated, right?
He looked rejuvenated to me. And if he could bring that in the ring and do everything that, remember we talked behind the scenes, this award that he going into.
Right.
Now on the flip side, Fury is just naturally slick.
Mm-hmm.
He actually got more skills naturally than Wilder. Mm-hmm. Now let's go to the race thing and let's be real. If you painted both of them, you would think Fury was the white fighter. I mean, the black fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Fury fight like a black dude. He fight with rhythm. He got speed. He don't fight like a white boy. The tip, you know what, in this new era, what a white boy is supposed. See, that's where I was saying earlier. It ain't supposed to be like that in boxing. Right. Every fighter's supposed, it's about their style. So to me, while Fury fight, he got a he fight like a fucking black dude, just to sum it up. So he got that shit down pat to where even on his off night, he can still fight. Wilder can't fight as good on a bad night. He got to have a good night to win against Fury, because he not as elusive and slick. Even if he did get better in his off time, it wasn't long enough to have an off night and still Fury can have an off night and he's still gonna look smooth, like he a boxer, he's slick. So it's gonna really matter who come in on the best night. Whoever come the best that night is gonna win. But to me, it's 50-50. Wilder still got a chance to knock him out, you know, and Fury still got a chance to beat him on decision. I don't see him stopping him this time. But Wilder just got to come on his A game, because he not naturally as gifted in the ring as Fury. I'm just being real outside of power. Power-wise, Deontay has got the fucking Foreman type power. But as far as like just natural, like who can get up out the bed and do this, it's Fury. So that's why I like Malik Scott. What I see him doing with Wilder, people could laugh and joke all they want about them dancing and all of that. Wilder need that for his psychology. That's the kind of stuff that Wilder need. Like he kind of a hype man as well for Wilder. He gonna need that for this fight. But I'm probably looking more excited to that fight, than any that fight in the Pacquiao
and Spence.
And too bad Teofimo ain't want no smoke with Devin. I think that's
the fight I want to see.
Man, yeah, these dudes don't really want to fight him, man. They keep saying it, but I mean, that's shit. We wanted it. I mean, Devin to take it. Devin to fight him his next fight.
What you think about salute to Jay Dillinger in the super chat? He said, Blue, I think Pac-Man slowed down. Two half of a fight, second half of the fight with Thurman, Errol walks Manny down and stops him in 10. What you think about Jerron Boots Ennis?
Oh, I like him. I think that by him being young, he good enough to take the risk that I think that he need to fight or Earl Spence or somebody quick. We need to, here go another thing about boxing. Everybody waiting till they damn near 30 now to fight a real fight. This dude, he good enough to fight, because guess what? He might fight a Terence or Earl and they have a bad night and he might beat them just off of youth alone. So I want to see him in with like a he's so talented of a fighter. I think that you got to put him in like with if you give him even a B class, he gonna blow him out. Damn near. I think he got to fight like he gonna have to fight like a Porter, even a Mikey Garcia, even though Mikey probably going down. I'm gonna be honest with you, and this might sound crazy, but you know who I'd like to see him fight?
Cool.
Josh Taylor going up to 47.
Mm.
I see him beating Josh Taylor at 47.
What you think about Josh Taylor and Tank?
I think Tank can stop him. I think dude to be up on the scorecards and get stopped. Because I seen some of what Ramirez did to him. I seen if Ramirez didn't get dropped, them couple times that he got dropped, they had to fight shit. He would have won. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't really know about that, to be honest with you, because if he can't knock him out, I don't see him beating him. Because
Taylor don't like it to the body.
No, and that's what made me think, like, man, Tank one of them dudes that can change the fight around quick. He could change the fight around quick. I'd like to see even, I ain't going to be biased, you know, because Devin is my guy. I ain't going to be biased with him, but I would like to even see Tank versus Lomachenko.
That's the fight I want to see.
Great fight. Tank, even Tank versus Devin, or Tank versus Tiafimo. Tank versus, I don't think Tank gonna be making 130 again, but him and Shakur be a great fight. You got Gary Russell versus Shakur. It's all about matchups to me, man. You gotta like, all right, let me go back to Boots. He could fight. I think that he good enough to step up after his next fight. I like to see him and Virgil maybe take a risk and fight each other. Leonard and Hearns was 22-23 when they fought each other.
Right.
Floyd and Corrales was 22-23 when they fought each other, 24 maybe. I don't think that at 24 we shouldn't act like these dudes is babies. Like, let them fight. Devin just turned 22. He fought Linares and Gamboa already.
Right.
And he ready to unify and fight whoever. So I would like to see that dude be, other than outside of the belt holders, I think that he good enough to actually fight like a Terence Crawford or one of them and win his belt try to win his belt against one of them. I ain't saying he can win, but I think he should set the tone to show that you don't have to wait and had a belt for 3-4 years to actually fight like a Terence Crawford or one of them. I want to see him take a big risk. I think that he got a possibility of winning a big fight.
Yeah. But all right, champ, we're gonna let you get out of here.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I gotta tap back in, man. I gotta come back on more frequently.
Man, and you already know anytime, man. But before we let you go, let them know what you got going on once again, when it's gonna take place, and where they can find you.
Oh yeah, man. I'm the Bay Brothers and Jay Cooper. We doing our first show August 14th in Atlanta. Man, if y'all in the Atlanta area or y'all close, or y'all should fly out, it's gonna be a great show. Somehow, well, you can find the tickets. I give you a link. So if they watching this, yeah, if anybody want to come, Kurt, if you want to come down, just let me know.
Yes, indeed, brother.
If you want to come down, let me know, and we got you for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hit me with the link so I can link it in the chat all the way up until that date every day.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, be looking out for my guys too. That's on the card. We got Truck in the main event, Lorenzo Simpson, the co-main, Darren Cunningham. We got Amari Jones. My other kid is 2-0 under Devin Haney Promotions. We got Amir Mason, one of my other guys out of Cleveland. One of the Mason brothers. We got top heavyweight prospect that y'all really got to see. Najee Lopez, kid out of Atlanta. Y'all gonna like him a lot. They looking at him as one of the next top prospects. And then it's some more good guys too that I can't think of offhand, but just that alone, man, it's gonna be a great show.
Oh man.
Well, Mickey, I'm sorry, Blue. We're going to support you. We a big community in LDBC. We everywhere, even Atlanta. So we're going to support you, and we're going to keep an eye out on you and your fighters.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And likewise, like I say, y'all good wherever we at. You know, y'all come out to Vegas. All y'all got to do is ring me up, man. Y'all good out here or wherever I'm at.
Man, I can't wait, man. I was thinking about telling the wife to cut it short. She was like, "Man, listen."
Oh yeah. Shit, just come out to the Pacquiao fight a little early.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm coming. I'll be there. I'll be that Sunday. The Sunday before the.
Oh, good. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna get a lot of shit then, and you'll get a chance to really, see everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
For sure.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, brother Tay, Pac-Man ATL Tay, he said I'll be covering it.
Oh, he coming to the fight?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, for sure. That's perfect.
He boxing. That's Deontay Wilder brother too.
Oh, that's Deontay brother.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Tell him, man. Yeah, tell him I'm rooting, man, for him to get that win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, champ. We appreciate you coming through.
All right, for sure. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Make have a good one, brother.
Okay. All right.
All right. Hey, Curry, man, I could talk to Bay all day, man.
We want to hear something funny? His card is August 14th, right?
Right.
My wife will be in Atlanta from August 8th to August 13th.
Wow.
If I will be right there and we will stay, but like I said, my body ain't responding the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
I will go. I've been to over 200 fights. I will support him.
Man.
He's a joy to talk to, man. He knows his boxing. He knows history, everything, man.
Yeah, we can see it. Curry, we've been on for 3 hours and 40 minutes. We going on, Curry.
I see the time. Wow, I didn't even know it was that long.
Yeah, and he been here for an hour and a half already, Curry.
That was quick.
Amazing. But let's get on out of here, Kurt.
Oh man, we had Mickey Bay on, and y'all go support him in the Atlanta area. Even if you're not in the state of Georgia, support him. Atlanta is going to be the new hotbed of boxing. That's my prediction. More and more fighters going to be having fights in Atlanta, and you're going to see a lot more fight cards in Atlanta. That's my prediction. So, but anyway, great show, Blue. Man, I can't believe it. 3 hours and almost 40 minutes, like you said. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for your patience and your time. The chat, aka family. My name is Curtis Anderson, Kurt Sugar, and we will see you tomorrow.
Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all we got for y'all. Hey, Kurt, Nick J said check out the podcast Fight Night.
Fight Night? Sure will, Nick J.
So what we got for y'all. Peace.
Peace.